NMLS number 1326-241.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
WIBC HD2 W298BB. WIBC HD3 W228CX. Indianapolis.
The Pacers homestand continues against the Washington Wizards. This evening at 6:30 on 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
What in the hell do you think you're doing?
Hey, John Boy.
I'm telling you straight, it's my way or the highway. So anybody wants to walk, do it now.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.
And again, it's picked off. It's Darius Leonard. A pick six for the Maniac. Touchdown, I-N-D-Y. Yes, sir.
Sabonis down the lane with authority.
John, I have never been better to be on the air with you here in Indianapolis, a place where so many of my dreams have come true.
The Ride with JMV on 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
All right, the Texans, they have deferred, or I should say the Colts won the toss. They've deferred to the second half, and the opening kickoff sent to the Texans, and they start 1st and 10 on a play action on a boot. Rolling right side, Tyrod Taylor surveys, throws upfield, and it's intercepted on the sideline, but did Kenny Moore stay in bounds? Waiting on the officials. It's picked off by Kenny Moore. He's got the ball physically on the sideline, but did he get 2 feet in bounds on the first play of the game? No signal yet. Watching the replay, Kenny Moore has it, but that right foot is down. I'm not sure he has the left foot down in bounds. He had 83 on the ground and 14 receiving. Second down and goal here. He's lined up as the Wildcat. They direct snap it to Taylor, and he walks in. Touchdown! Jonathan Taylor, a 1-yard run to pay dirt, and the Colts get 6 off a takeaway by the defense on the game's first drive for Indianapolis. 6-0 with 11:26 to go in the first quarter. Wentz out of the gun has Taylor his back to the left. Now Mo Alley Cox motions to the left side. They give off to Taylor. Right up the gut. Touchdown! I-N-D-Y! Jonathan Taylor with his second rushing score in the ball game, and the Colts have broken it open 20-0. December 6th of that season at New England, the Colts won 6-0. They won the game on a pair of field goals. Here's Ellinger, pitches left side. This is Jackson, and he gallops into the end zone. Deion Jackson with his first career rushing touchdown. Welcome to the NFL, Deion Jackson. Colts 30, and the Texans nothing with 1:56 to go in the fourth quarter. Well, the Colts take the knee, and that's going to be the end of the game. Final score on the road, the Colts knock off the Houston Texans 31-0. That's the final on the Ruoff Mortgage scoreboard. And the Colts come away with their first shutout ever over the Houston Texans.
Hey, welcome in, Matt Taylor right there, the voice of the Colts. And that's what everybody around here was looking for. As you go into the bye week, it was an absolute dismantling, it was, of a team that's not in the neighborhood of any good. I mean, you don't look past it, but you go in there, and I know a lot of people were wondering, well, wait a minute, is the offense going to get going, going to get clicking? It ultimately did, but there are a couple of things to talk about. One, do I believe sitting here right now that this defense is going to be, now until the end of the season, I'm not going to suggest even close to as good as it was yesterday, but the thing of it is, for this defense to be good, I think the offense is where you start with it, right? You put the defense and give the defense an opportunity where a team has to really has to focus in on scoring to keep up, to catch up. And I think that makes this defense better. Now, yesterday it was just a simple fact that Houston makes this defense better because they're not any good. But you give credit where credit is due, and that credit comes in the form of doing what you should to a team in the fashion in which you did. We talked about that going back to that Thursday nighter against the Jets. We've brought this up before. This Colts team has normally been really good, at least most of the time, against bad teams, and they were yesterday. I was on 59 last night with Hagan and Dave Griffiths, and they had asked me, so what was the good that came out of that game? And the good that came out of that game was what we had witnessed. Also going into a bye week, it gave nearly everybody a great deal of confidence and enthusiasm. You saw guys out there, getting after the quarterback. I'm not suggesting any of this is going to be sustainable when the Patriots get to town a week from Saturday night, but you gave a lot of guys a shot of confidence, a feel good, and that's what you have to do against teams like that. The last thing you want is what took place in Nashville for the Titans a couple of weeks prior. Weather circumstances, injuries, whatever. The last thing you want is that team coming in and beating you, or you going there and having them knock you off like that. You want to handle your business exactly like the Colts handled their business yesterday. And again, a lot of what we thought was going to be a great deal of handing the football off to Jonathan Taylor. And I know, believe me, we could double back to last week. Like, I got all this yesterday. Are they handing the football off enough or whatever? Well, I guess whatever floats your boat. My point, I think, was pretty direct. My understanding is pretty tight as well. Did they hand it off enough? Did they run it enough? Because everybody thinks that I'm like, the Bears offensive coordinator in 1979, where all I want to see them do is run the ball with Walter Payton every single time. Now, it's not like that, but there's no reason to double back and talk about that. It was just a really good offensive day all the way around. And they did end up doing what we thought that they were going to do, is they were going to lean heavy on the run with Jonathan Taylor, which certainly they did. I guess they did try to spread it around a little bit as far as passing it, but it wasn't a great deal of passing game going on. And everybody played well. And again, that is what you want in that game, that circumstance. Is you want to come out with a great deal of confidence and unscathed injury-wise, which Frank Reich had said yesterday after the game that no new injuries to speak of. We'll see ultimately where this Ryan Kelly thing goes. So if I'm doing the math from Saturday and he has COVID to get back here, the 14 days would end up being the day that they play New England, right? It would not? It would not be from Saturday to Saturday?
So it would be
10 days if he has it? If he has symptoms?
Yeah, so next Tuesday.
I thought it was 10 to 14. I thought it was 14 if they actually have the symptoms. Now. So what, a couple of days prior to that is what you're saying? We'll follow that story, I'm sure, coming up later on this week and then dive into it next week as well.
He should be back next Monday. That's 10 days, the 13th.
I'll have to look at that. For some reason, I was thinking 14. I thought it was the Saturday of, and he'd be cleared. He could be cleared. Whatever. I'll go with you because you're the guy sitting over there with the info in front of you. But that didn't seem to matter yesterday. You would have to think that at some point that it would. Like against a team like New England. But I will say this. Normally you get a pretty good job out of guys that are backing up on this offensive line. I know, again, we got to preface everything by saying it was Houston. But there are plenty of reasons why often, we get back to that whole left tackle with 56 thing or, who you got playing, guard. I've had a couple of people say, why not Pinter center and you can save money on Ryan Kelly, which is all arguments for a different day. Maybe next week, but a different day. But it seems like that they have some guys, especially on the interior of that line, that can work in and play and give you something. Where I think what you're looking for in this case is you're looking for everybody out there to say, didn't miss a beat or didn't notice them, right? I'm assuming in player meetings when they're watching the film, that is noticed. But with us, with our eyeballs, from what we watch, from what you watch, is probably going pretty much unnoticed. But yesterday was a good day. Yesterday was a good day for a variety of reasons. And the Colts go into the bye week and prep after the bye week for the New England Patriots. And now you get to sit back and you get to watch the Patriots and the Bills coming up later on tonight on Monday Night Football. You'll get the Manning cast tonight with Letterman a part of that too. Who else is a part of that tonight, Kyle? Have you seen? I know Letterman is as of Friday. So Letterman and both Mannings and who else?
I saw Joe Buck was on there. And I just saw a tweet from the other two. I'll have to look it up.
So I don't know which way. I love watching the Manning cast, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, if you truly are concentrating on the game itself, you probably are going to go to the normal broadcast, I would guess, for that, right? If you're just truly concentrating on the game itself. Because, again, I mean, you got Colts fans right now that are scoreboard watching, that are other game watching.
Aqib Talib. They only have 3 guests this week. Aqib Talib is the other.
And so Letterman is the heavy hitter coming up later on tonight with the Mannings on the Manning cast. And you get a big one with the Bills and the Patriots, and we had talked about again. Jim McCann says 14 days if he has symptoms, you are correct if unvaccinated. So I thought it was Saturday when he can return. And there's a legit question whether or not you're going to turn that around if that's the case and be good to go on a Saturday of a Saturday night game without any practice. That's the assumption, by the way, too, or at least everything that has been reported is pointing fingers to that. But a bye week and no injuries and a blowout of a team that is worthy of being blown out at home or on the road. That part of it is a good thing. Jonathan Taylor continues to run the football well. Again, you have to say every single time that it was against Houston, but he has done that against better teams this year. That is just what you have come to expect. Every time he touches it, you expect something big. Even when it doesn't happen, you expect it. And yet another reason why that you feed him as much as possible. I love throwing the football. You know, I love the fact that you're looking at Michael Pittman Jr. approaching some numbers here in receiving we haven't seen in a while, at least for the past 3 or so years. You know, the end around, the change up a little bit offensively. I mean, you love all that. You love all that in preparation for a team that's going to throw everything at you, including the greatest coach of all time, in a game coming up a week from Saturday that you so need. So need. Man, you look around the AFC. I mean, the AFC is wild. It's like every different day. You watch, we talked about last week how the 1 seed was the Ravens. And you talk about some nice job security. Just going for that thing, going for 2. You're going to end it right there. I didn't know who was whizzing all over themselves more. I didn't know with Roethlisberger on the sideline or Tony Romo up in the television booth. Each needed a fresh pair of Depends, I think, afterwards. They were both whizzing all over themselves about that call to go for 2. You can look at it 19 different ways, I guess. John Harbaugh went for it. I guess John Harbaugh feels that he has that fantastic job security. Can you imagine what would happen around here if that call was made? I mean, yeah, we're not just talking about like 26 consecutive non-running Jonathan Taylor plays here. Can you imagine? Man, that is the difference. Like John Harbaugh is, I said this last week too, John Harbaugh is one of the coaches out there that he's the reason why you win, not the reason why you lose. And there are differences, and there are a lot of coaches that, you know, don't get that particular recognition, I guess I should say. You know, there are a lot of coaches out there that they're the reason why you're losing. I mean, listen, think about it yesterday with Detroit, and thank you again. Thank you again for covering and then winning your first game of the season, the Detroit Lions. Somebody asked me over the weekend, what, you got more confidence than I do, and I'm a Lions fan. I know this. I played the numbers all season long. They were like either 6 or 7 wins against the number this year. even with no wins up until yesterday. But when you think about it from a Mike Zimmer standpoint, I mean, he's the guy that's fresh meat right now that everybody is looking to see if he's going to get bounced at any point in time. But he's not the one in the secondary that just basically let that happen right in front of him. That's crazy. That was a crazy play. Honestly, though, the Lions needed that. They deserved it. I shouldn't say needed it. They deserved it. I mean, they've been through a lot of junk this year with, getting beat by the longest field goal in the history of the NFL and just a bunch of other junk. So they deserved it. I guess it would stand to reason. I kind of worked out both ways for me, and here's why. Because I was going to win because I had Detroit in the points, and then Detroit just went for the outright win, and I was also going to win in fantasy because I had Justin Jefferson. So I was good. Justin Jefferson scored late. Minnesota goes ahead. I'm still looking good, even if the Lions don't end up winning, and then they push it down the field easily. And I know that drives everybody nuts, and it should. I mean, teams in those situations go way too damn easy down the field. And I don't know who was doing the television commentary, the analyst work, saying, well, Mike Zimmer is just willing to sit back and, let them take everything over the middle. The problem is 2 or 3 chunk plays over the middle like that, and you're down where you really don't want them to be anyway. That's what drives you nuts. I mean, think about it. That's what drove Colts fans and us nuts about that Baltimore game. I mean, at some point, over the middle, you'll take that, and they're going to choose some clock and blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, they get down to where they're trying to go anyway. And then they're just making plays. I mean, it was eerily reminiscent of the relative ease. Now, that was the entirety of the fourth quarter for the Ravens, if you remember back in October against the Colts D, but it was way too easy to go down the field in the fashion with Jared Goff at quarterback, in which they did. Detroit on the board for the first time this year, but continue to be awesome if you go Lions and the points on a weekly basis, which is not bad and not bad whatsoever. Yeah, Calvin sent this to me, too. I was kind of curious. Leading up to this Patriots game, I mean, you get a week off and then really get into it. How much is going to be brought up of the rivalry is back on? Let me tell you this. If you're Chris Ballard, and I know that was years ago, after Josh McDaniels hosed him in the 11th hour or whatever, but you can't say that without doing something about it. And it's been a long wait for this team to do something about it or be able to do something about it. So I would suggest that on this Saturday night in front of a primetime audience, when you have it in your building, I mean, let's face it, too. Jim Irsay's been talking about wanting to have, the primetime cameras and host a postseason game in his building. I mean, this is basically going to be it. I mean, this is going to be just like one. This is as close as you're going to get for the Colts right now without actually having one. 5 years ago or whatever, when you say the rivalry is back on, it is time to do something about that. I mean, from top to bottom with this team. We don't have a postseason home game. We don't have enough primetime home games. Well, here you go. Here's one now. And you don't have, hopefully, in your bag, the worst play call in the history of the NFL, as we saw against the Patriots when Chuck Pagano was the head coach. Hopefully there's nothing like that. But when you say that, there's expectations. When you say that, we deserve, we want one of these primetime home games, I mean, there's some responsibility going with that, and that is to perform well whenever they happen. So we'll have a long week. Rest of this week and then next week, certainly talking about this. But, yeah, it's time to do something about it. I mean, we've been down the road of, well, it was close and they played well. I think everybody's pretty sick of that line. Well, it was close, but they played well. This is the time to get it, man. And you're in a perfect spot right now because everybody's healthy. You're going into a bye week. You win. You feel good. Everybody was out there making plays. I mean, everybody got in making plays. I don't know if I'd seen Kamoko Toure in like weeks. He's making plays. Again, I don't know how much that equates, if at all, to the next game, but that's what you want. You want everything to be a feel-good. I mean, you want this to be a Brady Bunch episode. You want this to be an old-school sitcom, Leave It to Beaver, Andy Griffith, where everything at some point may go haywire, but everything at the end of that 27 minutes or so is going to work out great for those that you are behind. For the characters in which you invest your time and your interest and your disposable income in. That's it. I mean, we can talk about all these other games, and I'm sure we will. You know, the Jags here, or Christmas with the Cardinals. You know, that final one with Vegas. Vegas got tripped up by the Washington football team yesterday. You know, again, no help from Baltimore, you know, knocking out Pittsburgh. And, you know, the Bengals just proved to us all why the Bengals reside in Cincinnati. That was like a Cincinnati performance all the way around. There was nothing more Cincinnati than that yesterday. The only thing that would have been more Cincinnati is if Joe Burrow's finger would have flown off instead of being dislocated. If he just lost it in general. That would have been Cincinnati. That would have been complete 100% Cincinnati. No, I know we can say, well, you know what, look at the Cincinnati Bearcats. They're going to get beat by 50, aren't they? Now, you saw the Final Four in college football, too, which is something else we'll bring up. You know where this is going, right? Have you guys, in your mind, tried to figure out where it's going? Kyle's over here has got his Michigan gear on. It looks like Anthony Carter sitting across from me right now. I didn't really, until like recently, know that he was even a Michigan man. Because I make fun of the state of Michigan all the time. I will say this. When we were down at the Noodle on Friday, shout out to the folks from Michigan because they actually won tickets through us to the New England game, and they gave them to Colts fans. Now, they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that at all. So, shout out. I'm not going to completely detour from making fun of that state, but a little bit less I will now, because that was a kind gesture. Man, it was packed downtown this weekend. Friday night, Saturday, the weather cooperated. Kind of gives you a little taste of the national championship game down here. Except the national championship game. What concert are they having out here? Like 21 Pilots and...
It's like 21 Pilots, Doja Cat,
What's the difference between 21 Pilots and One Direction? Are they completely different?
Yeah, they are.
All right. 21 Pilots, what are they, alternative? Are they rock? What do they do?
Yeah, they're
Doja Cat. Doja Cat was just like on YouTube, right?
She's like a pop star.
Did she like pop starred on YouTube and that Doja Cat?
I have no... I know, so like if you hear a song from her, you're like, oh, that's who that is, but I have no idea what she looks like. So she's
different from the levitating chick, right? Doja Cat's different from who's that?
Levitating?
Levitating. Who does that?
Oh, Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa and Doja Cat are not the same.
People.
Ah, man. Look how educated I'm getting here. Old school Anthony Carter jersey wearing guys. Educate me right here. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Nah, but this weekend was a good appetizer. And again, what this weekend shows, at some point, all big events just need to be held here. I mean, fill in some building space. Maybe one of these days, stop losing retail stores and maybe add some inside Circle Center. I know we're not going in the right direction for that right now. Hey, believe me, here's what we need. Somebody needs to step up and tell everybody that we need the malls. We need the malls. You want to know why? Not so much because you go there and you shop, which is great. You need the malls. That is a social skill that's going to be completely lost on a generation. How many of you out there, raise your hand, developed many of your social skills by virtue of going to the mall? Yeah, I see you. If you're my age, a little bit older, if you're my age, 15 or so years younger, yeah, social skills. I didn't have $5 most of the time because I was playing Donkey Kong like all the other nerds in the Aladdin's Castle. But you still developed social skills in the mall. The mall's necessary. Bring back the malls. Can't develop those social skills by hitting a button and having some dude from Amazon drop off a huge box at your door. That you can go out and talk to him. Nah, but it was a great appetizer. And again, what we all know is that every major event should be held right here. I'm telling you what. To me, when the NCAA tournament gets here and it's not all being held right here, it's going to suck. Now, it's not going to suck in the way, maybe that's too strong a word, but you know how great it was all being here last year? I think it's going to be somewhat of a downer because it's not. I know Boise and where else is Greensboro? Yeah, what about those places? Yeah, what about those places? It was great here. You got to do it here again. You got to do it here again when you can have full fan appreciation of it. I don't know who to call on from the NCAA, and I know that they're saying, well, what about our money? Make your money. Nobody's saying not make your money. We've used that term, and it's overused around here, and it's normally equating to the Pacers, right? The term run it back. Because the Pacers, we'll get into the Pacers, too. What an embarrassing performance that was on Friday night. But the term run it back, you got to run the NCAA tournament back here. What are our political leaders doing right now? Why has there not been somebody that calls upon somebody somewhere that has authority and the power to vote to make every single high-quality event have its roots and be held here in Indy? Because it should. It should. Yeah, I'll save a little bit for the Pacers. That was one of those things where, you know, I haven't been on the blow it up train. I have not been on the blow it up train. But after Friday night, that was, and they've had like a number of, that was the worst performance ever. That was the worst performance ever on Friday. No Bam, no Butler. I don't even know, and I watch the NBA religiously. Beyond the pace, I had no idea who the Heat were playing. They just had a bunch of dudes in there with beards playing. They may have ran down to the Baxter YMCA and recruited a couple of guys and said, okay, well, you can't wear your cutoff jean shorts here, but here, grab a uniform and play. It was awful. And it was absolutely on them. They weren't feeling it. And nothing, and I mean nothing around here is going to have people want you traded. And I mean everybody traded more than you not feeling it and then us seeing you not feeling it. You know, whether you're talking about strong words from your head coach or a training camp like a practice this weekend, nobody cares because they saw that act. Now, again, that may be a good thing with that Bally Sports Indiana being unavailable for a lot of you because some of you didn't see that act. But it was dreadful and it was embarrassing. I've said embarrassing describing two performances this year for the Pacers. You know what? That's too many. The only thing that was worthy of interest on Friday night at that Pacer game was Kyle Lowry whining. Yeah, he got drilled in the face and whined. That was the only thing. I mean, I am always front and center for Kyle Lowry getting drilled in the face and then whining and getting nothing called. but it didn't make up for just an absolute dreadful performance. Pacers back at it against the Washington Wizards coming up later on tonight. We got to bail here at 5:30 today because of that pregame, because we got Colts happy hour, right? 5:30 until 6:30, pregame at 6:30. So you guys need to be motivated to get ass in here and call at 239-1070. Email address, jmv@1070thefan.com. Show us on Twitter at jmv1070, and I will introduce myself once again to the great folks inside the lounge via YouTube Live. It has been a while, as Stained once said. I think Aaron Lewis said that once. It's been a while since I've sat here and conversed back and forth with you, but frankly, I'm off on Friday. I'm out on Thursday. I've got you today, tomorrow, and Wednesday front and center inside the lounge via YouTube Live. If you've never used that before, now is the time. Check it out. Listen to the show. Watch the show. Jack around a little bit with conversation. Do what you need to do. Make fun of me. Make fun of my look. Make fun of my hair. Make fun of my face. Make fun of my wardrobe. It's all good. Lounge via YouTube Live. Let me take a break and we'll come back. Fire up the phone lines and a lot more on a busy Monday. Honestly, yesterday was as good as you could have asked for. Now the work begins. Chill out a little bit. Watch this game tonight. As they say, and I don't know if it's true or not, get your mind right. Whatever you have to do. Because then you got the Patriots coming to town. And if the rivalry has been on or was back on 5 years ago, it's going to be time a week from Saturday night to do something about it. All right, 239-1070. We'll get back to you next.
And that's when I realized it's called a hamburger, not a handburger, because you carry it with your hand. I was wrong, people. It's like that time I thought I couldn't make the perfect app for football. I was wrong again, people. All I had to do was make a sportsbook app where you can earn season rewards all Sunday long. Nobody's better at bettering things than Caesars.
Must be 21. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
We've done it again!
Golden Oak Lending has dropped rates even lower.
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak. With a 1.875% rate and home values up, you can get more cash out now.
Call 317-706-GOLD today and make no mortgage payments until next year.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, 1.875% fixed, 2.952% APR, FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit.
Hey, it's JMV here. Did you know the lack of sleep from snoring can lead to other health issues for both the snorer and the snorer's partner? My friends at Aurora Specialty Sleep Clinic can help you. You can eliminate the need for cumbersome, uncomfortable, and noisy, expensive CPAP machines in some cases, and it does work. Find out how. It may be covered by insurance and Medicare. Get a deeper, more restful, and rejuvenating sleep today. A better night's sleep is just an appointment away. StopYourSnoreNow.com or 317-482-7900.
Hun, have you seen this internet bill? Why'd the price go up?
I don't know. Did you change anything?
No. Did you? You switched us to those fancy coffee beans. Maybe you're on a roll, making everything more expensive. Did you suddenly inherit money you didn't tell me about?
Whoa.
If your internet bill is giving you trust issues, you're not a bad partner. You just need a straightforward price.
Maybe we switch to decaf.
Get AT&T Fiber. Equipment fees are included, and with no price increase at 12 months, there are no surprises. Limited availability in select areas. Visit att.com/faster.
Of course, she needs a college education, but I don't want her buried in student loans for the rest of her life.
It starts here.
She needs a school with great resources, but some of these campuses are so big.
The School of Health and Human Sciences at IUPUI has the resources of a big university on a campus with a hometown feel. It's a more affordable option with access to career paths in Indy's world-class healthcare and sports entertainment hospitality organizations.
At those big schools, I'm worried she'll just be a number.
Hey, it starts here.
Hey, why not IUPUI?
That's what I was thinking.
Graduates in the fitness management and personal training or physical education teacher program are getting the country in shape at clinics, community centers, nursing homes, and more. Through research projects and internships, they gain knowledge to change lives as personal trainers, health coaches, PE teachers, and fitness directors.
The School of Health and Human Sciences at IUPUI. It starts here. Learn more at shhs.iupui.edu.
Spectrum Mobile is reinventing wireless again. Get unlimited on 2+ lines for $29.99 a month per line. No contracts, no added taxes or fees. Includes nationwide 5G. Save up to 60% with Spectrum Mobile. Get unlimited on 2+ lines for $29.99 a month. Call 855-438-2999 or visit a store near you. Offer valid for new customers on 2+ unlimited lines. Spectrum Internet required. Savings based on 2-line comparison of unlimited plans among major national carriers as of 9/20/21. Prepaid excluded. Restrictions apply.
When it comes to working at Geico, our best advocates are our employees, like Maxine. But since she is so focused on growing her career, we hired an actor to read her story.
At Geico, I love mentoring the new associates to help them make this a career and not just a job.
And with new opportunities and job stability, Geico has been helping people grow their careers for over 75 years. The only downside, she still hasn't met the gecko. Where are you, fella?
Ready to start your career, Indy? We're hiring claim sales and service agents. Apply online today at geico.job/Indy.
It's Terry Stacy for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Drains. Owner Chris Ambrose says second opinions are important.
We want to make sure that you are confident in the service that you're getting from whoever. The diagnostic that we give you may be different from the one that you got before. What we hope is it'll give you peace of mind that you're getting the right solution for your problem.
Get your free second opinion from B&W by going to BigBlackTrucks.com. Your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special. At Kroger, we've got a huge selection of high-quality meats on top of fresh, natural produce, like fresh, never-frozen, prime-grade beef and our Simple Truth organic Brussels sprouts, or delicious king crab legs with our private selection gourmet potatoes. Whew, had to say that doubly fast. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
We're hiring for immediate openings with next-day pay, benefits, and great perks. Apply today at jobs.kroger.com.
There has never been a better time to work at Amazon. They are offering sign-on bonuses up to $3,000 and pay up to $24.50 per hour. Many jobs come with great benefits that start on your first day. And Amazon offers a variety of paths for career growth. They have flexible shifts and schedules, and you can start in as little as 7 days, so you'll be earning extra income just in time for the holidays. Go to Amazon.com/apply to get started today. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
We are currently locking mortgages in the low 2s and have a 21-day closing guarantee. TheHomeLoanExpert.com.
NMLS number 1326241.
The Ride with JMV.
Let me have a Diablo sandwich, a Dr. Pepper, make it fast. I'm in a damn hurry.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
We'll see what happens here. First and goal for the Colts. Taylor already has a rushing touchdown earlier today. We'll see if he finds the end zone here. He's in the game to the right of Wentz out of the gun. 3 receivers to the left, and it's Wentz pulling it out of Taylor. He throws upfield, and it is a catch for Ashton Dulin, and a touchdown! What a catch! Ashton Dulin! And he toe drops himself in the back of the end zone with the snag and got 2 puppies in bounds in front of the back end line. Touchdown, Colts!
Matt Taylor right there with the call. Shout out to Matt Taylor for the toe drop. Toe drop of Ashton Dulin's played well. I remember feeling equally as good as when Zach Pascal, started out as the guy that made the team because of his work on special teams, and then had worked his way into being a part of the puzzle in that wide receiving core. Now, again, you like me, you'd like to have it probably more solid, on more firm ground than it has been, but I do like watching these guys, push it, work their way up, and then make plays. Do I still think they need more? Yes. But that was good to see yesterday. Shout out to the toe drop and then the reference of puppies from Matt Taylor. That was just on top of it yesterday down in Houston. Yeah, Big Glenn says Slippery Noodle was awesome Friday. It was indeed awesome. I had a great time. Joseph writes this. Some fans say it's just the Texans. Well, the team went to Tennessee and handed them a loss. Colts did a great job of not overlooking the Texans. Yeah, and that's what I mentioned back in that initial segment, Joseph, is the last thing you want to be is like the Titans a couple of weeks ago when you had the Texans come in your building and do to them what the Texans did to them. Nah, there was nothing at all to complain about. I mean, last week was a heavy complaint, a heavy being critical week. And see, around here, when everybody gets mad at one another. You ever notice that? Like, I don't sit here and say, well, I'm mad at the team. I'm not mad at the team. But you point out the shortcomings, you're critical, and then when you do that, you get a split down the middle. You get some of those that go, yeah, you know what, you're right, or maybe others that suggest, that was off base. Here's my opinion. Here's what I think went down. And then you have people that are just flat pissed because you're ripping on their favorite team. So ultimately, everybody's mad. And everybody was really mad after that letdown of last week. I don't blame you for being mad, but everybody was mad. I mean, anybody that has an inspiration of content anywhere in social media, and you know the usual suspects with this, I mean, they're firing off at everybody. Wow, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. This guy's never coached. This guy this and this guy that. And listen, and not anybody around here that has the complete and utter answer. You just kind of go through with what we're talking about via criticism, take it for what it's worth, counter it, that's fine. But in a week like this week, I mean, everything went right. Everything went right, and then you get to handle the Pacers in that Friday night debacle that you had to witness if you watched it, if you went. I did notice, by the way, that nobody was at that Texans game. Why would you? Why would you go and watch that product? I mean, that would be a tough watch. And then I think all you're looking for, and this is where the Pacers are right now, too. I mean, you're looking for what that proverbial light at the end of the tunnel. And when it is very tough to see, I mean, you check out. You check out. And it's tough to see. I can't imagine being, I don't know, what are you looking at besides the Astros in Houston, because you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel for the Rockets, not the light at the end of the tunnel for the Texans. I mean, nothing close. I mean, Pacer fans, if you paid to get in that on Friday, I'd be mad too, because that was a horse, you-know-what effort. It was. Yeah, if you're asking for more against a depleted Miami Heat team that got rolled at home a couple of days prior by the Cavaliers, then absolutely you should. And there's always so much of, well, Rick's mad and he's yelling at him. Well, they're having a tough practice. Tonight better be the inspiration of the season so far. I know it's just a game in December versus the Wizards, but after what everybody that watched that had to sit through on Friday, if you did, Boilermakers number one. Boilermakers number one, and deservedly so. I was a little concerned on Friday when I was slapped on that press as to why Purdue didn't handle it better, which to me would be concerning. I think everybody that plays Purdue right now is going, all right, so we're going to do this. Wait a minute. And these guys are going to throw it all over the place. Well, we've got to do this. It's kind of like when I talk about Gonzaga. Again, Gonzaga against athletic teams. You saw them, I don't know if you did or not, but if you did, against Alabama and losing their second game, that is trouble for them. The press situation was all kinds of trouble late in that game for the Boilers. The one thing that stands out to me is Ivy and his speed. My man is athletic and as fast to end. Like, I'm not going to go and say, and I know a lot of people compare him just because he gets the ball and goes. And I love that. Getting the ball and going is awesome. And everybody automatically compares him to Russell Westbrook. Well, he reminds me of that. I don't know if he reminds me of that only with the reason that he grabs the ball and he goes with it. But he is fast, he is athletic, he is fun to watch. They just got to work on a little bit of a press break. Something. Because that wasn't good. That thing was falling apart in a big hurry. BT writes this, big shout out to Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore with an incredible interception, a part of a couple of turnovers. Had a really nice Wednesday night on HBO's Hard Knocks, where he was a major focus of the 45-plus minutes of that docuseries on HBO. I believe number 3 in all. And you know what? Normally these things can skew your thought, can be inaccurate in their portrayal of somebody's personality. That's Kenny Moore in a nutshell. He is a really good dude. A really good dude. He's one that you go, man, he's the one that you root for and you hope that everything works out for him. Yeah, nothing could have been portrayed with more accuracy than that on Kenny Moore. Let me get to Steve before the break at 239-1070. Steve, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, guys. I apologize for the voice. I've completely lost my voice.
What happened here, Steve? That sounds like I used to have that problem too, but knock on wood, I haven't had it in a while. What's up? What happened? You screaming, yelling? What happened?
Believe it or not, I had a coughing fit that lasted 2 days, and I have no idea. I must have done something that jacked up my vocal cords.
Man, I'm going to tell you what. I used to have that issue too, and hopefully, again, knock on wood, I don't have it. But the only way I'd ever get sick, and it would immediately attack my voice. And those are the days back when, Steve, I would sit here and I would come in and I would sound like Lou Brown from Major League. Forget about the curveball, Ricky. Give him the heater. And I would sound exactly like Lou Brown from Major League, and that's how I would sound all day. And then everybody would know that I was sick. Now, you can't do that nowadays because everybody's going to go, well, he's sick and he shouldn't be at work. But that used to happen to me as well, and that's dreadful because you really do feel well other than you sound like Lou Brown from Major League.
Honest to God, I feel great. I don't feel sick whatsoever, but I sound like Mark Schott.
Hey, honey.
There you go.
Smoke them if you got them, honey. Shout out to Mark Patrick. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Pete, here's your Corvette.
Do what now?
I said, hey, Pete Rose, here's your Corvette. Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go. What you got for me, Steve? Go ahead on Reich.
Hey, one thing I wanted to point out is I'm happy that the Colts are on a winning high and everybody's saying they're doing great and everything else. I have started to figure out that, and I don't want to seem like the Debbie Downer, but I think teams are starting to figure out, and we're getting ready to play Belichick after we pass up the bye week. Teams are starting to figure out that if they take the ball out of Jonathan Taylor's hands and they put it in Carson Wentz's hands and they say, force Carson Wentz to beat us in the passing game, we have a 60-40% chance of winning. Against a team like Belichick and the Patriots, they're going to load 8 men up in the box.
Well, and I know that, Steve, I got to hit a break here. I hope you feel better, man, with your voice. Here's how, to me, and I'm not going to suggest this is easy because Belichick's not the greatest of all time because, he just grabbed his game plan out of a cereal box in the morning. I mean, he does take something away. He will take something away, and you would expect that to be Jonathan Taylor. But you have to have a combination here. You have to have a combination of your quarterback who's played well this year, but you have to have your quarterback playing at a higher level when called upon like that. And then you have to not be persuaded into going away for a long period of time from 28. Not putting your hands up and go, oh, hell, look, they're going to take him away, so we can't do that. Don't forget to go back to it. But as you're saying here, Steve, I mean, you also have to have, in those situations, you have to have your quarterback playing at a higher level. And there's no reason why Carson Wentz shouldn't. Tell you what, we'll double back and get to that question coming up on the other side. Dennis as well. From the morning show, Kevin and Query, my good friend Jake Query is going to join us coming up at the top of the hour. Race Trash, racetrash.com, Race Trash, anything goes at 5 o'clock today. We are short 30 Remember that because of Colts Roundtable Live and then the Pacer pregame. So you guys got to hustle up and get in here before 5:30. 93.5, 107.5. The stream, the app, and you can find us on HD Radio. If you have that inside your car, it's crystal clear. That's 93.1 WIBC HD Radio 2. If you have it, try it. Back with you next.
We have your chance to win tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra when they return to Gamebridge Fieldhouse December 22nd. Sign up to win today at 1075thefan.com.
Hey, guys, no pressure here, but if you really want to make this the best holiday ever, ask her already. What's more romantic than a holiday proposal? Come to Shane Company to see our amazing selection of unique engagement rings, crafted to last forever. Our warranty is free for a lifetime, and it even covers the center stone. No matter your budget, we'll help you create the perfect ring. We also have rings already set with a center stone, ready to go. And let's talk about center stones. All of our diamonds are conflict-free and natural, handpicked for their beauty. And Tom Shane personally selects our rubies and sapphires in Bangkok. We have so many center stones to choose from, plus we're a direct importer, which means we pass the savings on to you. All right, guys, make it happen.
Book a virtual or an in-store appointment with a non-commissioned jewelry consultant or just drop by the store. Check our website for hours. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Hey, JMV here. Here we go, right? Yes. I couldn't tell this weekend. It was nice, but it's going to get cold in a hurry. How is your system doing? I'm secure because John and Chris love Heating and Air. They have my back, and I want them to have yours as well. Here's why. Because you don't want to go into the cold winter months ahead with your heating unit working inefficiently. Going to cost you money in more ways than you can even imagine, and you're not going to be warm and comfortable in your home. So here, with Love Heating and Air, they're going to waive the $95 trip and diagnostic fee, and they're going to give your system the once-over to make sure it's doing the job that you're paying for it to do. Utilize the best. It's Love Heating and Air. Tell them I sent you. 317-754-0754. John and Chris Love online. Love-HVAC.com today.
Bet Rivers Sportsbook is ready to make this football season one to remember. All season long, you can score at Bet Rivers Sportsbook with free bets, odds boosts, and more. With player props, thousands of game lines, and live in-game betting, Bet Rivers Sportsbook delivers a best-in-class sports betting experience and has an experienced customer service team to back it up. Visit Bet Rivers Sportsbook today and bet this football season with a local trusted team that puts you first. Go to BetRivers.com and be a winner. Partner of French Lick Casino Resort. Must be 21 or over to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 1-800-994-8448. Playable only in Indiana.
Hey, if you're like me, you see a lot of signs, like for sale signs in home or property yards. And every time I see one and the name Mark Diedel's not on it, I go, wow, what could I tell these folks right now to go with the best? Because that's why you select Mark Diedel. He is the best at 317-755-4232. MarkDiedel.com, Mark, DIETEL.com today. You want to get the most out of your home and your property. You got to go with somebody that will go all the way, that will be your major focus on making sure that you get out of your home, your property, what you want, and then some. In fact, Mark Diedel, he's going to guarantee multiple offers in 3 days for full market value, or he's going to sell it for free. Go with the best. Mark Diedel, and tell him I sent you by dialing this number, 317-755-4232. That's 317-755-4232. Online, markdiedel.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com today.
Keith Urban, the Speed of Now World Tour. The must-see show of 2022. Saturday, August 27th at Ruoff Music Center. With special guest Ingrid Andress. Reserve seats on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Live Nation. Keith Urban. The Speed of Now World Tour.
Andy Moore Buick GMC. That's my friend Eric Wilson up in Fishers 131st and State Road 37. I'm going to be headed up that way. Got a little hoopage later on tonight. Now, if you're in the market for a new ride, new set of wheels, and you're asking a lot of these most commonly asked questions of the now, when you're buying a car, it's first things first, the inventory. Do you have it? And my friends, Eric Wilson and the gang at Indiana's Best, they do. They have the inventory you're looking for, the car buying experience, and the prices this time of year, if you're looking for a new set of wheels, this is the place. It's Andy Moore Buick GMC. Tell them I sent you. 131st and State Road 37 in Fishers.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Stop by your locally owned and operated Big O Tires for the lowest price on every tire every day with financing options available. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. There's never been a better time for a cash-out refinance. Thehomeloanexpert.com.
NMLS number 1326-241.
Dan versus Fan, sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings app. Use code 1075FAN to get in on all the action.
No Colts, no problem as we celebrate the bye week with an NFL doubleheader. Sunday at noon on 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
JMV does not suck at all.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Yeah, I know, Mike. Lou Brown from Major League's outstanding. I go big on that. Hey, welcome back Inside the Lounge via YouTube Live. I see you guys lurking. Email JMV. I've missed you the past 2 Saturdays. Where you been? They're rocking Christmas music next door and maybe 1 Burl Ives, maybe 2 Silver Ball. Or yeah, Silver Balls. Hi, I'm Burl Ives, and here's my hit, my Christmas classic, Silver Balls. Silver Bells by Burl Ives, maybe a couple by, yeah. I could string together, honestly, probably 2.5 minutes of stuff that I would want to play. So I am in Christmas hiatus until New Year's Eve, and then we'll have an incredible blowout for you. You think maybe Burl Ives thought about Silver Balls first? And then went with Silver Bells. Matthew Stansberry remarking on the re-entry song by the Smiths, JMV is human and needs to be loved. There's no question. No question about that. Now, there's no human that needs more love and talked about greatly all the time, Stansberry, than Morrissey, by the way. That's the perfect song. JMV, funny thing, you don't hear people whining about not being able to watch the Pacers games. I'm whining because I can watch them. Yeah, that's problematic. Hey, listen, I've not been blow it up guy, but I was blowing up the guy after Friday night. I mean, that was bad. That was not showing effort. I mean, there was a whole lot of bad in that. So I was transformed in that on Friday. If you don't get tonight an incredible high level of effort, even if fleeting for one game, if you don't get that, then the message has not accurately been delivered. And the blow it up folks out there are going to be accurate. JMV Burl Ives saying silver and gold, not silver bells. Who sang Silver Bells? It's Christmas time in the city. Dang it. See, that's why I can't do Christmas songs. I don't even know who sings them. Be like me saying, well, Pearl Jam was really good with Paradise City.
Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby, crap.
I think he was the original.
How do I mix these guys up? But he did go with Silver Bells and not Balls. Bing Crosby. He played golf and was from what? Now famous because of its collegiate basketball team, U.S. City, Kyle Udemark. Also known for Vision Quest. I hope I'm right about this. I think I am. Vision Quest, Matthew Modine, wrestling, shoot.
See, I missed everything you
Bulldogs.
said. I was looking up the Wikipedia of
Bulldogs.
Silver Bells.
Spokane, I believe. Bing Crosby's from Spokane, Washington, I believe. I believe so. And I believe his daughter shot JR in the television series Dallas.
He's from Tacoma. And he went to Gonzaga.
Oh, he went to get what? I'm half-assedly right. I'll take it. On a day like today when I mess up Burl Ives and Bing Crosby, I will take a half-assedly right. Thank you. Quick one. Query top of the hour. You, me on the other side, and we got a racetrash.com. Anything goes in the 5. Don't go anywhere.
This is what you missed if you haven't been listening to Indy's Home for Sports.
This is a monster day for Indianapolis.
Thought it was going to be possible.
On your radio.
And it's an over-the-shoulder grab into the end zone for a touchdown.
On the Fan app. You're listening to the best of Kevin and Query on your smart speaker.
You're listening to 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
On your phone.
I mean, what? That is a lot of cash.
I guess you're all out of excuses. Listen anytime you want. Just listen to that. To the Fan.
PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com. Losing your hair, you want to do something about it? Got you covered here. Multi-aided hair grafting, artist robotic FUE, laser hair therapy, and all those options of your real hair growth with one place. That's PAI. Darren Andrews, private consultation, 888-724-5129, WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Here's an unexpected holiday surprise. A last-minute sale on all earrings at Diamonds Direct. This weekend, 25% off. That's right, all earrings. An incredible 25% off. Diamond studs, diamond hoops, colored gemstone earrings, designer earrings. All earrings included. Who wouldn't love a nice pair of diamond stud earrings for Christmas? Make it happen this weekend and save an unprecedented 25%. Best prices of 2021. Special financing available too. Friday through Sunday only. And only at Diamonds Direct. Official jeweler of the Indianapolis Colts. Keystone at the Crossing.
59 Indiana locations of Big Red Liquors, and what they've been doing since midsummer is big giveaways, and they've been giving away a lot, and now for December, they're going to give away 5 snowblowers. 5 snowblowers, and all you have to do to sign up is go by one of the 59 locations. No purchase necessary, but you do have to be 21. They will give away in the month of December 5 snowblowers. Just in time for the winter, snowy months ahead. 5 they'll give away, and all you have to do, get by one of the 59 Big Red Liquors locations and sign up today. Got to be 21. For more info and more that you need this holiday season, BigRedLiquors.com now.
We've done it again.
Golden Oak Lending has dropped rates even lower.
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak. With a 1.875% rate and home values up, you can get more cash out now.
Call 317-706-GOLD today and make no mortgage payments until next year.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, 1.875% fixed, 2.952% APR, FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit.
This is how we reinvent banking.
Say the money's gone tight in your checking account, then you crack your phone and the screen goes out. No shame in your game, we got the assist. Huntington Bank, lending money with a twist. Come to us for extra cash when you're strapped, cause it's free when you auto pay it back. Introducing Standby Cash. Extra cash when you need it, free when you auto pay it back. Huntington, welcome.
Without automatic payments, 12% APR. Eligibility requirements apply. Amount available is based on customer eligibility. Learn more at huntington.com/standbycash.
JMV here with a great gift-giving idea for you, especially for the wine lover in your life. Think about this for a moment. How would you like to be able to access or have somebody do this for you, the great wineries around the globe, and then get their product at incredibly low prices? Well, that's the format in which Cameron Hughes wine they use. They get that directly from the great wineries right to you, and especially this time of year for the wine lover in your life. What a great holiday gift this is. So here's what I want you to do. Go to chwine.com today and get 20% off the already great prices and free shipping when you buy 3 or more bottles. Just use that promo code JMV. Is there a wine lover in your life? Is that you? Utilize it now for the holiday season. chwine.com, 20% off the already great prices and free shipping when you buy 3 or more bottles. That promo code's JMV at checkout for that 20% off. It is awesome. Again, chwine.com, promo code JMV today.
Hun, have you seen this internet bill? Why'd the price go up?
I don't know. Did you change anything?
No. Did you? You switched us to those fancy coffee beans. Maybe you're on a roll, making everything more expensive. Did you suddenly inherit money you didn't tell me about?
Whoa.
If your internet bill is giving you trust issues, you're not a bad partner. You just need a straightforward price.
Maybe we switch to decaf.
Get AT&T Fiber. Equipment fees are included, and with no price increase at 12 months, there are no surprises. Limited availability in select areas. Visit att.com/faster.
We are currently locking mortgages in the low 2s and have a 21-day closing guarantee. TheHomeLoanExpert.com.
NMLS number 1326241.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
WIBC HD2 W298BB. WIBC HD3 W228CX. Indianapolis.
Tuesday on Kevin and Query, recapping a big Monday night game between the Bills and the Patriots and how it impacts the Colts' playoff hopes with 4 games to go. Join us, 7 a.m.
The Ride with JMV.
I want savages on the field. I want to lead the league in broken ribs. I want to put people in the hospital legally, no hitting in the head. I want them to cry and be scared to play us.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
It's 24-0, but you feel like the Colts should be up by way more than that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
3rd and 10 for Mills. Backs to pass. He's in the
Here
pocket.
we come. Here we
He
come.
is brought down from behind by Kamoko Toure. The 3rd sack of the ball game for the Colts. And Toure gets a sack on 3rd down and long. And Toure picks up sack number 4 on the season. And the Texans go 3 and out for the 5th time today.
There's Matt Taylor, Rick Venturi, Colts Radio Network. On the call, and I am John. Thank you for joining us. This Monday show, the day after a dismantling over the comically awful Houston Texans. That does not matter. They went down there. They being the Colts doing exactly what they should do. And then you're going to get a little break time, and then you're going to get to the New England Patriots here a week from Saturday. And it's time now for these guys to answer that proverbial bell. The rivalry is back on. Been waiting about 5 years for the Colts to get a little payback, a little pay up, whatever. So it is just time. Now, great part about it tonight, you get to sit back and watch, and probably, I guess if you get the smarts real good, like me, hoping New England shoves the Bills even further back right now. And then you can take your shots at New England to continue to win and get yourself in position to get into the postseason. But nah, it was a feel-good yesterday. It might have been boring. Maybe you yawned. There wasn't anything to shake your fist about. I don't know how many people out there just have to have that on. I got to be mad about something. Surely God Frank did something wrong. No, nobody did anything wrong. Now, we'll see about Ryan Kelly. Better hustle it back. But no, that's exactly the type of performance that you were looking for. And don't even give me where they should be up by 50. Oh, they should be up by more. The hell with they should be up by more. Play well, everybody about confidence. Nobody got injured. Take some days off. Prepare. I mean, honestly, too, as I mentioned back in hour number 1, Jim Irsay has been saying, we deserve a primetime game at home. We want home playoff games. This basically is both. This is both. So, yeah, don't look at it like that. I was yawning and blah, blah. No, no, no. And again, I know that affects the crowd that always has to be whining and crying and mad about something. I just don't wake up every morning trying to find something to be pissed off about. I'm different. Good all the way around. Take it and you run with it. The NFL doesn't give you a lot of opportunities to have those feel goods. Take it. It's exactly what the Colts did. If you're on hold, I'll get back to you. Inside the Lounge via YouTube Live, and I'm getting clowned, and I should, because my Christmas music knowledge, I thought it was pretty good, but man, I'm not. Like, Todd Myers got to tell me who the hell sang Silver Bells, and I called it Silver Balls, which is worse. That's... Surely got Cheech and Chong have a version of that song somewhere. Don't they? All right, Andy Moore, Automotive Group Hotline, friend of the show. He's got a show alongside Kevin Bowen weekday morning, 7 until 10 a.m. right here on The Fan. It is called Kevin and Query. The second part of that being mentioned is Query, Jake Query. He joins us now. You agree with what I said about yesterday's game? All the way around, being incredibly feel-good for a reason?
You know, my thought on it was this. I was curious to see, there have been Colts teams in the past that we've seen that, like, games like that, you go in and you kind of know what you have to do, and it doesn't feel like it's a big obstacle, and the only obstacle that could be there would be your own if you just don't go out and execute. And I think it was the best-case scenario for the Colts, because not only did they go in and win and do so fairly convincingly, they did so and left there completely healthy, like with the bye week coming, right? So, you know, I likened it earlier, John, this morning. I was saying that, you know, it's kind of like those winter Saturday afternoons you have sometime where you don't even leave the house until like 6:30 at night, and you're like, you know, I just laid on the couch all day today and didn't get a lot done. It was fine. It was a perfectly efficient day, but like a year from now, I'm not going to remember anything about it. Like, I don't know that there was a single thing that happened in that game yesterday that 2 years from now we're going to be like, you remember that Colts-Texans game in 21 and used to, you know, other than the fact it was the first road shutout since they beat New England, like, you know, 93 or something. But other than that, I thought it was best case scenario, though. You get the win, you get the hell out.
It's funny. Those are like the days where it's 5:45 and it's already dark and it feels like 9. Those type of days. Is that what you're talking about? Like tonight.
100%. Like, you turn it
like
on.
what's coming up at 5:45 tonight. So in a little over an hour, we'll feel that way. Yeah.
Well, I guess I go to work in the dark and you go home in the dark this time of year, right?
Yeah.
So we're burning it on both ends.
Much like Billy Squire, we're both in the dark in some form or fashion right there.
Just don't break into the dance from Rock Me Tonight, okay?
The career ender right there. You know, we had, it's funny, one of our former engineers, Teddy G, who's an awesome dude, because he was, you know, he worked with a lot of different bands as a roadie, and one was Billy Squire, and he always explained how he was one of the biggest a-holes ever. So I think everybody was kind of happy that his career flamed out, because he was a-hole-ish at best.
So do you think it was because he was that way that somebody convinced him to dress in like in a pink pastel shirt? And actually, it was a white shirt, but it was like pink pastel silk sheets, and he was dancing around like he was in Flashdance.
Hey, we all did this. Hey, sick days at home from school when our parents weren't there. We all did the same thing back in the 80s. You know, when Card Sharks was over, we were all dancing around like Squire in our bedrooms. Yeah.
Maybe where you grew up.
Yeah, well, you know, we didn't have much to do down there, Jake. You grew up in a big old city, so we didn't have much to do. So, and no doubt. Right. Yeah, they didn't get injured. That's a good thing. The Ryan Kelly situation notwithstanding, we'll see what happens. So, if he's able to return, cleared to return on that Saturday with no practice, right? The Saturday of the New England game, does he go in there without any practice?
I think probably so, right? I mean, assuming that he's and look, credit where due. You know, Pinter did a nice job, right, yesterday. I mean,
I think their interior lineman backups always do a good job.
Yeah, but
Seems
I think
like
that you know, the reality is you want to go with continuity and you want to go with what is your best formula. And so, and Kevin and I talked about this morning, John, and I don't want to get into, and I don't want it to be misunderstood that I'm getting into some sort of a discussion on vaccines and protocols and masks. You know, I mean, but that's a whole different talk show. But there is a protocol in place that was agreed upon by the Players Association and the owners as to what takes place if somebody tests positive and or has contact tracing with the virus. And Ryan Kelly, I think we know, was one that, at least as of the time of camp, was an unvaccinated player. So the timetable on his, you know, when he would have tested positive, if that's the case, I was curious about how or if or when that would indicate, just based on the contact tracing, you would assume that he has been in close proximity to Carson Wentz and others. But obviously, they're very careful. I mean, I'm not by any means saying that there was like a shenanigan. That's not the case. I'm just surprised and I guess relieved that there wasn't more there, right? And, do we know yet that that's not going to be the case in the next couple of days? I don't know. But, fortunately, they had the bye week coming up, so we'll see what happens.
No, you haven't received the tweets or the emails of people freaking out because they signed a quarterback to the practice squad this afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, see, that's people are going to read into everything, right?
Well, you always do, yeah. I mean, you do on every level. We know, it's funny. I don't know how much we ever read into anything until we had the availability and capability of so easily doing it. Now we read into everything.
Exactly right. Yeah. That's exactly right. I mean, I don't remember. Look, man, you go back even 15 years ago. I couldn't have told you who a single player on the practice squad unless it was somebody from IU or Purdue or Butler or Ball State. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
But now, people. And I get it. People love it, and I appreciate it because it affords us the opportunity to talk sports with people and have fun and hang out and have a platform. So, I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, it makes you. Did you wonder though, just out of curiosity, because you're a curious dude? Did you wonder when they signed a quarterback today? You kind of wonder. What's
Absolutely, because I mentioned it this morning. I mean, I didn't know about that part of it this morning, but that's what I was saying this morning was, look, and again, this isn't meant as some sort of a negative, John, but I've talked to enough people in sports to know it's fascinating to me when I talk to people that, whether it's sports executives or whatever else, and you find out that something that brought them great success was not always their plan A. But when plan A didn't work out, they had plan B immediately ready to go. I think the key to success is to always be looking around the corner at what's upcoming, not what's necessarily directly in front of you. So, for the Colts, so I'm always looking at what teams might be looking at in that regard. And sometimes that burns me because I overthink stuff. I'm a classic overthinker. But in this case, I did say this morning, wait a minute, you would think that Ryan Kelly, if there's other than other linemen in his film room, who would he have had closer contact with over the course of a week than Carson Wentz? Now, the important thing here, or the key, and again, if you are an unvaccinated player, I think it is that you are out 14 days. I believe that's correct. I could be wrong by the NFLPA rules. If you test positive, that would go past. And I remember, John, when you were gone, and I'm getting way cart before the horse here. But I remember back, you took a vacation day before I was an employee there, and they were nice enough to have me come in and fill in for you. And I remember asking the question, is there concern if players are unvaccinated? That's their free will and free choice, and I get it and respect it. But I was asking people, are you concerned, or what would your reaction be if late in the year in a key prime game, prime players are forced to be held out because of COVID? And I think this is a reality that every team faces, right? So I don't know for certain if roster moves are connected to COVID. What I do know with certainty is that a lot of people, that's always going to be in the back of their mind and probably will be for a while yet.
Yeah, they utilize technology over there for close contact, too, just like they do with the daily reporters. So, yeah, just interesting. We shall see. Hopefully there is nothing to see here, because as we double back, and Jake Query from Kevin and Query in the Morning joins us on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan, that yesterday was all but feel good. Now, again, when you follow both of these professional teams here, there's not often a great deal of feel good without a hell of a lot of feel bad following it. I mean, normally that's kind of been the operating procedure over the years, certainly with the Pacers in mind as well. But yeah, yesterday all the way around, you hit the break of a week and get that bye week and get prepared for New England. It could not have gone down yesterday in that game any better than it did.
Totally agree. And, the only thing, and again, this would be classic overthinker, I have always felt like getting the bye later in the year is more advantageous, in particular from a health standpoint, because you just never know where guys are going to be. The Colts are really healthy. I mean, that's probably the healthiest they've been all year. and they're playing well. They might be playing as consistently well as anybody in the league. I mean, I realized you had the Tampa loss, but I mean, they're still playing well and they're figuring things out. You almost wonder if they just want to keep going as opposed to pumping the brakes and having to sit out a week, because they don't necessarily have to get people healthy. But I still think it probably is to the advantage to get as fresh as possible heading down the home stretch.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. Jake Query is with us. Well, you watching tonight for anything as far as New England is concerned? I saw the weather in Buffalo, and normally it's not that great. The winds are howling. It's going to be a brutal night in Buffalo tonight, and obviously Colts fans should be staring at a Bills team in hopes that they lose to New England, even if they do hate New England as much as most people do around here.
Correct. I mean, again, the easiest way to say this, if you imagine, and it's not hard if you live in Indianapolis right now to imagine this because it happens anywhere you go in the downtown quadrant. But imagine you're on a 2-lane road and the right lane is blocked because of construction and everybody's got to merge over, okay? So the Colts right now are in that right lane trying to merge into the teams that have secured themselves, at least as of right now, in the playoff standings. And the Colts and Buffalo's there with them, right? What you know is if somebody has to pick only one of two cars to let in, they have to pick the Colts over Buffalo because they have the tiebreaker head-to-head if the two of them tie. So you want Buffalo to be the one that stays in that right lane with you until you merge all the way over. New England's in the left lane. So you might as well just let them stay in the left lane until you face New England and you have the chance to pull them over a little bit into the right lane. But the best interest for the Colts, Kevin Bowen said it best on our show. Right now, if you're a Colts fan, you want every divisional leader to run away with their division. And you want those that are in the wild card hunt to come down to you. That's assuming, I mean, we're obviously excluding Tennessee from running away with the division, but I think that might be too far gone. So the eye is the wild card, and you want to make sure that anybody in wild card contention with you is going to lose. And in this matchup, you want it to be Buffalo because you have that tiebreaker already. And then you give yourself a chance in the tiebreaker against New England later on.
All right, you were at the Pacer game on Friday. I was at the one on Wednesday. The one on Wednesday wasn't great, and I thought they got hosed, and I talked about it. And, when I brought it up, how they got hosed, nobody cared, and that was concerning. And then you witnessed a game live as I watched on Friday, a team that didn't give a great deal of effort. And I'd suggested this earlier. This is a game in December against the Washington Wizards, but it has been written that Rick Carlisle kind of read them the riot act, and they had the training camp like a practice. If these guys don't respond to this in the moment tonight, I was in blow it up mode on Friday because it was just that awful / embarrassing, I thought. View the same way, being there live in the arena?
I don't think you're alone in that. I felt like, John, you got a Miami team coming in without two key starters in Adebayo and Butler, who might be their two best players, although Tyler Hero is emerging. But if you can't get that game and it's at home, I kind of felt like my concern was that was the last benefit of the doubt people were giving it. And they didn't just lose that game. They were not in contention late in the fourth. And there was a situation late in the game, and I know that this is partially, just frustration, but there was a help side switch that Karis LeVert didn't get over, and Sabonis and LeVert are kind of yelling at each other as they're coming to the sidelines, and I look up, and it's like a 16-point game with 4 minutes left, and I just thought to myself, this looks like it's unraveling before our eyes here. And the bigger concern, perhaps, is that the apathy is setting in with the fan base. So do they need to completely blow it up? At this point, I don't know what other alternative you have. Now, the key thing for me is I don't know which pieces you would say. I mean, Brogdon contractually is not tradable. But outside of that, who do you look at and say, we absolutely need to run with that guy? I don't know that there is one. I do like Sabonis a lot, but my fear is that I think Karis LeVert's a gifted offensive player. I don't know that he makes everyone on the floor better and that people mesh with him. I just feel like the Pacers. I feel like the Pacers have, in the deck of cards, they have a lot of, I said this earlier, they have a lot of 10s and maybe a face card in Sabonis, but they don't have any kings or aces, right? And the biggest thing they lack, John, is they just lack a get-the-hell-out-of-the-way guy. Like, late in the game, who is the unequivocal, this is where the ball's going, and everybody clear the way for them? Who is that guy? Most teams have that guy and have wings, and the Pacers don't really have either. So I think Kevin Pritchard's in a difficult spot here because
there's no doubt about that.
You know, you don't want to look desperately. You don't want to look desperate in blowing it up. You want to be strategic in it, but I also think that you just can't stand pat. I think they've stood pat and been patient long enough, and I applaud and understand the patience, but I think the patience has run out.
Well, and you and I talked about this off the air, so I'll present this to you on the air, and you can run with it as well. I had mentioned this when they hired Rick Carlisle. It was for a lot of money. That I think it would stand to reason that we would have a theory that he was going to have a great deal to do with the player personnel decisions. I asked him that question back in the summer. He started to answer it, and then he said, well, you need to talk to Kevin about it. Where's Kevin Pritchard in play here? Because they have somebody that is a coach on the floor and probably would be viewed equally as good if you like what he has done so far, or if you like his coaching resume, could be viewed as a player personnel guy. How should Kevin Pritchard be looking at this right now from that standpoint?
Totally agree with you. I think here's the thing. Herb Simon, and obviously Mel Simon, the late Mel Simon, but the Simons have a track record of being loyal. But at the same time, they always had executives that didn't really deem them to be anything but loyal. In the fact that, you know, they had Donnie Walsh and then Larry Bird, so they had guys that they could kind of stand behind because one had a pedigree of building the franchise to where it was, and the other had a pedigree of being one of the most beloved basketball figures in the state, right? Kevin Pritchard, on the other hand, so the precedent is there that Pritchard is going to get time. But Pritchard doesn't necessarily have the two things that his predecessors had. That's a difficult thing for him. Now, that to be said, I think Rick Carlisle has some clout. Carlisle is a guy that's been around the NBA. He's won a ring. He feels like somebody who has this automatic pedigree, and then his salary makes you raise your eyebrow like, wait a minute, that's a lot for just a coach. I think Pritchard had his opportunity to get his signature thumbprint hire in Nate Bjorkgren, and I understand why he went the route that he did in giving a guy who was a little bit unconventional an opportunity, and it didn't work out. I don't know, but I get the feel that the Carlisle hire was not complete autonomy of Kevin Pritchard, and I don't know how comfortable I'd be if I'm Kevin Pritchard with that. I don't think Pritchard's going anywhere. But if they decided to make that move, yes, I think it's very possible his replacement is 25 feet down to the left of him at the games.
Yeah, certainly makes you think, no doubt about that. It's Kevin and Query, weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Before I let you go, there's been a lot made of the new offensive coordinator hire at IU and Walt Bell. I don't know anything about him other than his stats, but listen, if you're making that hire, if you're Tom Allen, you're not just going to. To me, it's this: he's not going to hire somebody he does not believe in, and I think you get some of the fan base believing they are in the market for somebody like Joe Brady when they're not. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you? I would give the guy a little bit of a chance here, even looking at his stats from the past.
I think the key here is what I like. I don't know anything about him. Like you, I know nothing about him other than his name's Walt, and I had a great an Uncle Walt that was the best. He might be the only person under 80 named Walt, but
Walt, yeah, you remember Walt Garrison was in all these smokeless tobacco commercials that used to run back in the day. He had a pinch between his cheek and gums. Remember that back in the day?
How about the fact that Earl Campbell used to endorse dip while he was playing?
How about you just chewing on and spitting on the beach? Remember that beach commercial he had? Where he got up and chased the chicks?
Yeah. I mean, that's Earl Campbell. It was one thing to have him coming at you full throttle, but then to know he might spit on you in the, in the scrub. No, but I think in this case, I think for Tom Allen, I think it's really good to have a guy, even though the record might not have been great, and even though it was at UMass, but look, I don't think it's a bad thing to hire somebody who has some head coaching experience just to have somebody to lean on, because I think Tom Allen is a wonderful human. I think he is obviously a great motivator. But in terms of the overall schemes of what goes on in the X's and O's and the flying arrows of a game, I think sometimes it's not bad for him now to have somebody to help navigate him through that at the big-time college level and just kind of to reset a little bit. So that, to me, was the thing that jumped out at me. I don't think it was coincidence that he hired a coordinator who had far more experience in that, but I mean head coaching experience versus the guy that he was replacing in Sheridan.
Hey, what's your favorite Boilermaker team? Best Boilermaker team you've ever seen during your time, your era?
You know, I'll tell you what, I mean, I grew up a rabid Indiana fan.
Yeah.
And for that reason, you know, I remember the Jim Rowinski group, and I mean, they had some, man, Katie had some tough teams. But I think, you know, the 88 team was great. I mean, obviously with the triplets. I think the team that a lot of people forget, I mean, a couple of guys an era that people forget was that group with Chad Austin that won, 3 straight Big Ten titles? I think they get lost in the shuffle and underappreciated.
That's when Porter Roberts danced on the eye in the state, didn't he? Didn't Porter Roberts, slam the ball down on the eye after winning in Bloomington back in the day?
I definitely remember Todd Foster did that.
Yeah.
I absolutely remember Todd Foster, who had one of the great point guard mullets in the history of the Big Ten, doing that.
He was a rodeo or two. Yeehaw! Wasn't he a rodeo or Todd Foster back in the day?
I'll tell you what. Yeah, he had a sweet blonde mullet, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, he was balding on top, and he was one of those dudes that he was balding on top and had a mullet in the back. So, yeah.
I will say this. I think it's wonderful. Purdue they are deep. They are loaded. You know, Matt Painter, Elliott Bloom, all the guys up there, Chris Foreman. I mean, I'm thrilled for them. I think they know that this is meaningless if you don't finish the job.
True that.
And make a deep run, but it's still pretty cool to see Purdue ranked number 1 in the country.
It's Kevin and Query, weekday morning, 7 until 10 a.m. They got you coming up tomorrow morning. So start your day right here. Jake Query on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. All right, man. Have a good day tomorrow. Have a great week, and we'll talk, I'm sure, at some point.
I appreciate it, JMV. We'll talk to everybody in a couple hours here.
Later, man. Indeed. 7 until 10 a.m. Yeah, and I grew up in and around Bloomington, so you can imagine, too. But I do remember some of those Boilermaker teams, the Troy Lewis, Todd Mitchell, Everett Stevens group. Yeah, this is Final Four or bust right here. At least. No more North Texas, no more any of that stuff. Final Four or bust. Let me take a break and we'll come back with your calls. We got a Race Trash, anything goes. Racetrash.com coming up at the top of the hour. Don't go anywhere.
This is the Colts Review on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. Live from the Power Home Solar Radio studio, here's the voice of the Colts, Matt Taylor.
This is the Colts Review, brought to you today by Arby's, and Jonathan Taylor found the end zone yet again on Sunday. That means everybody can get a free small curly or crinkle fry and a nice cold Coca-Cola Zero Sugar today at participating Indianapolis Arby's locations. No purchase necessary, limit only 1 per fan. Visit Colts.com/promotions for all the details. The Colts blasted the Texans on Sunday, winning 31-0. They're back over 500 at 7-6. The Colts defense was simply dominant as they held the Texans to just 141 yards of total offense, the 6th fewest in the Indy era and the fewest in a game since 2014. No individual Houston player had over 50 yards, including their 2 quarterbacks. In fact, Jonathan Taylor outgained and outscored the Texans all by himself. The Colts defense recorded 2 more takeaways. They continue to lead the NFL in that regard with 29 forced turnovers. They've also recorded at least 1 takeaway in 14 straight games dating back to last season. That's the longest active streak in the NFL. The Colts were so strong on defense that the Texans only ran 7 plays inside Colts territory for the entire game, and they never got past the Colts' 40-yard line. The great defensive day led to the first Colts shutout since 2018 and their first road shutout in 29 years. The goose egg for the Texans marked the first time in their franchise history they've been shut out in a regular season game at home.
So the Colts sweep the season series on the Texans, and they won those 2 games by a combined score of 62-3, and the 59-point differential is the highest by the Colts versus any opponent in a season over the last 50 years. The Colts offense grinded the Texans down throughout the game. They racked up 9 carries over 10 yards for the contest and ran for 238 yards. It's the 3rd time this season the Colts have gone over 200 rushing yards, and the 3rd time in the last 5 games they've done it. The Colts have been over 30 points on offense in 7 games this season. That's now tied for the 2nd most in the NFL this season and tied for the 3rd most games in a single season in franchise history. Jonathan Taylor had another monster game, 143 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. He pushed his NFL leading totals to over 1,300 rushing yards and over 1,600 yards from scrimmage. Among Taylor's highlights on Sunday, he eclipsed 100 points for the season and became just the 3rd non-kicker in team history to reach that plateau in a single season. He passed Edgerrin James for the most rushing touchdowns by a Colts player in their first 2 seasons with 26 of them. He also tied Lenny Moore for the most rushing touchdowns in a single season in franchise history with 16. And he found the end zone for the 10th consecutive game with a rushing touchdown. He joins Lenny Moore as the only players in team history to accomplish that, and he becomes just the 5th player in NFL history to do that within a season, joining John Riggins, LaDainian Tomlinson, Priest Holmes, and Emmitt Smith. Elsewhere, Ashton Dulin recorded his 2nd career receiving touchdown. He's now found the end zone in the passing game in back-to-back weeks. And at the end of the game, rookie running back Deion Jackson scored his first career touchdown to cap off the win for the Colts. So again, the Colts are 7-6. They've won 3 of their last 4 and 7 of their last 10. And now they hit the bye with only 4 games to play. It's the latest bye in the NFL this season. And the Colts get some much-needed time off after 13 straight games. And that's it for the Colts review today, brought to you by Arby's on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Dan vs. Fan, sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings app. Use code 1075FAN to get in on all the action.
Light up the holidays with a personalized gift from Shane Company.
A diamond accented charm necklace with her baby's initial, because she's a new mom.
A beautiful 14-karat gold necklace personalized with her birthstone, because the world is better with her in it.
A breathtaking ruby and diamond ring engraved with the date you met, because it was meant to be.
Shane Company will help you create a gift that shows how much you care. With so many unique styles to choose from and the most beautiful diamonds and gemstones, you can create a meaningful gift. We have the highest standards for quality and craftsmanship. Whether you spend a couple $100s or many thousands, she'll know that you put your heart into her gift. Book a virtual or an in-store appointment with a non-commissioned jewelry consultant, or just drop by the store. Check our website for hours. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Hey, JMV here, fellas. This Christmas, give her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all. With soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas available exclusively at Pajamagram. We are talking naturally nude pajamas. Feel just like the soft skin here. Fellas, listen up. You're freaking out about what to buy out there for Christmas time. Best of all, Pajamagram does the wrapping for you, too. They do free gift packaging. So order today. Pajamagram will also include a free matching Naturally Nude nightie with the purchase of Naturally Nude pajamas. That is free. It's gift packaging just for you and a free Naturally Nude nightie when you order today. So do it right now, because there are a lot of people scuffling, struggling, fellas, just like you out there trying to come up with something nice like this. Go to Pajamagram.com and get it done right now. That's Pajamagram.com to order Naturally Nude pajamas. Pajamagram.com today. Tell them JMV sent you.
We've done it again.
Golden Oak Lending has dropped rates even lower.
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak. With a 1.875% rate and home values up, you can get more cash out now.
Call 317-706-GOLD today and make no mortgage payments until next year.
Golden Oak Landing cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, 1.875% fixed, 2.952% APR, FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit.
BetRivers Sportsbook wants you to be in control of your football bets. That's why players love the same game parlays at BetRivers. Same game parlays let you mix and match player props and game bets and gives a payout boost to the winning combinations you want to root for. Combine 2 bets or combine many. You pick your confidence level and then watch the game unfold. Bet on same-game parlays at BetRivers.com or download the BetRivers app. Must be 21 and located in Indiana. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 1-800-994-8448.
Hey, you're looking for a new ride. I get you, but you want to ask the questions right even before you go, and that first one is, do they have the inventory? Well, my friend Eric Wilson at Indiana's Best, they do. That's Andy Moore Buick GMC, 131st and State Road 37. It is in Fishers. They have the inventory you're looking for, so if you're in the market for a new ride this time of year, know that they have that. Know that you're going to find the best prices there. And hey, listen, the customer service like nobody else in one place. Andy Moore Buick GMC. You're going to find them. Tell Eric Wilson that I sent you. 131st at State Road 37 in Fishers.
When we at AmericanEagle.com were asked by our client, Repair Clinic, to, repair their website, our digital marketing experts, like Tim, rolled up their sleeves and got to work. If you know Tim, you know that he loves a good challenge, which meant that this project was pretty much the highlight of Tim's year. From improving slow-loading performance that plagued our client's site to slashing duplicate pages and building an optimized sitemap, Tim was like a real-life action hero, but of website optimization. And our client reaped the benefits with major strides in their SEO, like more traffic, impressions, and revenue. Tim and the team even helped them create search and email marketing campaigns and better ongoing analytics tracking. However complex your digital challenges, from digital marketing and strategy to web development, UX, and more, talk to the experts at AmericanEagle.com. Don't just grow, soar.
JMV here. You know what? I love the fact that a lot of you have gotten to me and said, hey, tell us a little bit more about the Aurora Sleep Clinic. And I want to thank, because a lot of you are dealing with similar situations of snoring that interrupt your night's sleep on a nightly basis like I used to go through right now. And I was looking for a lot of solutions like you are right now. And Brian Evans, Dr. Steve Green, they actually approached me, a couple of ex-IU ballers, and said, hey, we got something for you at StopYourSnoreNow.com. And I said, well, tell me all about it. And it's a simple, comfortable, and affordable custom-fit mouthpiece that I wear at night, and it has stopped my snoring. I was looking for answers and couldn't find it until Steve and Brian told me all about it. StopYourSnoreNow.com, or better yet, call them at 317-482-7900 and get a free 7-day trial. See how it works for you. If you struggle with snoring and that's interrupting your bed rest, 317-482-7900. The Aurora Sleep Clinic. Tell them JMV sent you.
There has never been a better time to work at Amazon. They are offering sign-on bonuses up to $3,000 and pay up to $24.50 per hour. Many jobs come with great benefits that start on your first day, and Amazon offers a variety of paths for career growth. They have flexible shifts and schedules, and you can start in as little as 7 days, so you'll be earning extra income just in time for the holidays. Go to Amazon.com/apply to get started today. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Stop by your locally owned and operated Big O Tires for the lowest price on every tire every day, with financing options available. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. There's never been a better time for a cash-out refinance. Thehomeloanexpert.com.
NMLS number 1326241.
The Ride with JMV.
Are you kidding? You think I'd join this crummy snobatorium? But this whole place sucks. That's right, it sucks.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
He had 83 on the ground and 14 receiving. Second down and goal here. He's lined up as the Wildcat. They direct snap it to Taylor, and he walks in. Touchdown! Jonathan Taylor. A 1-yard run to pay dirt, and the Colts get 6 off a takeaway by the defense on the game's first drive for Indianapolis. 6-0 with 11:26 to go in the first quarter.
That's Matt Taylor right there on the call. Well, you got to love this input right here. Hearing you advertise naturally nude 90s makes it move. Man, I hit all the right notes on that bad boy. Did you guys dig it? Hey, listen. Get to it right now. Naturally nude. Shout out to the new Tiger catcher for that one. That's why I'm here. I'm here to motivate and make move. You got to admit, man, that was nice. That thing hit all the right notes for you. You're welcome. There's more where that came from. Hey, JMV, Foster has the sweetest gym in Indiana on his farm outside of West Lafayette. Must see for a hooper like yourself. Has all those Big Ten banners hanging on the wall. Thank you, Scott, for that. I heard a rip in my foot yesterday. I thought I broke my foot playing at the Southport Gymnasium yesterday morning at 8 a.m., right before the Colts pregame huddle. I had a rip in my foot, and I think it turned out to be, what is that, plantar fascia or whatever that is? Naturally nude plantar fascia. I think that's what I ripped. But it was, I thought I'd blown my shoe out. Oh, man, I just blew my shoe out. Well, wait a minute, that's my foot. And I couldn't walk all day yesterday, but I can walk better today. I think I'm really a couple of drug digestions away from being able to play tomorrow night if I'm not careful. So, yeah. Hey, JMV, what are your thoughts on the mid-season bye week? Say week 7, NFC takes the bye, week 8, the AFC the bye. I think, honestly, this bye week works out really well for the Colts. I mean, considering the situation with Ryan Kelly, it does. I'll be honest with you about this, too. Like, the backup Colts interior lineman, I feel good about. I can't be the only one. I mean, I think we felt good about them the entirety of the year. Yeah, Big Glenn says that was the injury Sabonis had in the bubble. Was that the injury that Sabonis had in the bubble? I heard it rip. It ripped. It sounded like Velcro. And I thought I'd blown my shoe out.
Yeah, that's why he couldn't play.
Well, you know, great athletes. But it ripped. It made a ripping sound.
That was what Miles Turner had last year, too. What made
he
him
had
miss
that
the
too?
end of the year. Yeah.
Great, I mean, the great
he
athletes.
had to have surgery on it.
See, I mean, great athletes. I just thought I was old and out of shape and decrepit. I didn't know I was just a great athlete going through what great athletes go through. That son of a gun hurt yesterday, though. I could barely walk. I couldn't. I limped around everywhere like a big old weenie. Had to quit. And there's nothing worse than having to quit midway through. So, yeah. So, is it plantar fascia? Is that what it's called?
Plantar fasciitis or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Brad Howe. I don't know if Kevin Julian's listening right now. But listen, I'll come over there and get an x-ray, but I don't want you weighing my ass when I walk through the door, all right? Don't do that. See, that's why I don't go. I haven't seen Dr. Dave. I don't want, the first thing you got to do is jump on the scale. No, I don't. All right, just let me go back there and, yeah, go get a checkup if you don't have the scale's right. As soon as I walk up, there's a scale. I mean, speaking of naturally nude, I'm the only one I take all my clothes off right in front of everybody, too. So listen. This is not an accurate portrayal of my weight when I've got all these clothes on and I'm wearing my shoes. Yeah, I saw Dr. Dave not long. He goes, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Well, I know, because you got the scales right in front of the door. If you put a keg there, I'll be right there. Dennis is at 239-1070. Dennis, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing all right, JMV. I missed you so much there, man.
Dennis?
Yeah.
Great to hear from you. My friend Greg's asking me what's going to be my hoops retirement. I've known this all along. I am going to, my Achilles is going to go, and then that's going to be it. So I'm just kind of pushing it to then. I need my body just to say, all right, no more. It's over. So that's what's going to happen. Go ahead.
And while you're held up, you can listen to Christmas music. But,
learn a little more, yeah.
But as far as the Colts and the Pacers go, I've got a couple assessments. With the Colts, last year I thought they sucked, and I said, you suck until you prove me you don't suck.
Yeah.
This year they've gone up to mediocre, so now I'm saying you guys are mediocre until you prove me wrong. I think there's a lot of hope for the Colts. They got some really good pieces. We got two decent wide receivers, got a really good running game. The amount of takeaways that we're able to get leading the NFL, and that is really good. We got a quarterback who's got some cojones of steel, reminiscent of Andrew Luck, which is a good thing. So I think they got a chance, not this year, but I think they can definitely do something next year.
I would agree with you. I think that Wentz, people have asked about Wentz this year, and is it worth the number one? It has been worth the number one, and I think Wentz is going to be even better next year, too. I think you have plenty of reason to believe that, with a training camp, without that situation to start, having a full off season, that he's going to be able to raise his game next year, too.
Exactly. I do believe that. But the Pacers is a little bit tougher nut to crack, and no one has really talked about this aspect of it. Number one, I do agree with everyone who says we need to get a guy. Period, point blank. No more argument. You need a guy, because right now we just got a bunch of dudes. And that's the thing right now. The Pacers, I really do believe that in their head, they have come to the realization that they're basically a mediocre team. But in their heads, they don't want to be a mediocre team. That's why you see them playing the way they do, jawing with the officials the way they do. As far as going forward, this team, you've got some psychological issues. I really do think that they all need to work out. And with that said, the last thing I want to say concerning the Pacers, I really have, and this is a good thing, I haven't heard anyone trashing Miles Turner for the loss over the weekend, which is a good thing. But JMV, by God, I hate to say this because I love him, but this is the thing. It's a good thing. I hope we do trade Miles, just because I love him so much. I know he will go to Golden State, and he will make that team a bona fide.
Well, listen, I think the same thing.
I would hate it, but I would love it at the same time, because we don't appreciate what he brings to the table here.
Dennis, thank you for the call. I got to hit a break here. If and when he is traded, I hope he does go to a team that has deep into the postseason championship aspirations. I do. And we can watch him help. Let me take a break. I'll come back with you. Your calls. We got a race trash, anything goes, top of the hour. Don't go anywhere.
Hubler has certified service and maintenance for the life of your vehicle. Get everyday value pricing on service and parts, and schedule an appointment with ease at drivehubler.com.
We've teamed up with Four Winds Casino to give away a Colts vs. Raiders VIP game day experience January 2nd and a $250 Four Winds Casino gift card. Visit 1075thefan.com for details.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Pine Grove Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical advancement that has helped thousands of men. The WAVE technology at Pine Grove Medical was tested by Cambridge University and the Cleveland Clinic, and the results are in. It's proven to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED by treating the root cause, call us now. And not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, we'll also include something unique that produces immediate results in the bedroom. I think you're going to love that. This is a $600 value, free to those that call in the next 2 minutes. 317-552-1111. That's 317-552-1111. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Pine Grove Medical Clinic now to qualify. 317-552-1111.
Connecticut Water, the absolute best, and what a great time of year to make sure you have the best water in your home with the great deals on the Premier Series water softener and the K5 in-home drinking water station. Tell Dennis and Joe and John that I sent you today. 2 locations, Northeast Side, Castleton, South Side, US 31 and Southport Road. The best water possible. You can download that app right now. Make sure you have that on your smartphone or device or online, ConnecticutIndy.com.
This is how we reinvent banking.
Every week or two, your paycheck comes through.
Steady like a stopwatch, easy to view.
But if your bank knows that your checks will drop like clockwork, can't they speed it up, huh?
Enter Huntington, punchline please, where your paycheck's delivered up to 2 days early. Get your paychecks up to 2 days early. That's how we reinvent banking. Huntington, welcome.
Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply. Learn more at huntington.com/earlypay.
LD Smith Plumbing, 317-284-9526. Always helping with my plumbing issues. Easy, difficult emergencies. Lance and his local team, they're always there, and they will be there for you. I want you to have only the best. So count on Lance and LD Smith Plumbing, 317-284-9526. Online, that's ldsmithplumbing.com today.
We've done it again.
Golden Oak Lending has dropped rates even lower.
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak. With a 1.875% rate and home values up, you can get more cash out now.
Call 317-706-GOLD today and make no mortgage payments until next year.
Golden Oak Landing cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, 1.875% fixed, 2.952% APR, FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit.
PAI, WeGrowHairAndy.com. That's 888-724-5129. Real growing hair again. It's an option you can have with PAI. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairAndy.com today.
I'm not saying you have to love football. We all have different likes and dislikes, people. Personally, I'm not a fan of the avocado. I just don't like the mouthfeel. But if you're someone who loves football, truly loves it, well, my sportsbook app might be the greatest thing that has ever happened to you.
Must be 21. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. The holidays truly are a magical time of the year. That magic comes at a cost. And the unfortunate truth is so much of it ends up on your credit cards. What if I told you that I had the perfect solution? There's never been a better time for a cash out refinance. Lower your monthly payment and get the money you need to pay off those credit cards once and for all. Apply online at thehomeloanexpert.com.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Hey, here's a gift for all you fellas out there from Diamonds Direct. JMV here and a last-minute surprise sale on all earrings this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For these 3 days, you get to take 25% off the price of any pair of earrings. All earrings on sale at Diamonds Direct. 25% off all diamond studs, all diamond hoops, everything in the category of earrings. Again, you're able to get that great price and take 25% off of that this weekend only. Don't miss out on this epic event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Get to the showroom. Directions online. That's diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, Keystone at the Crossing.
Spectrum Mobile is reinventing wireless again. Get unlimited on 2+ lines for $29.99 a month per line. No contracts, no added taxes or fees. Includes nationwide 5G. Save up to 60% with Spectrum Mobile. Get unlimited on 2+ lines for $29.99 a month. Call 855-438-2999 or visit a store near you. Offer valid for new customers on 2+ unlimited lines. Spectrum Internet required. Savings based on 2-line comparison of unlimited plans among major national carriers as of 9/20/21. Prepaid excluded. Restrictions apply.
Join us right here on 93.5 or 107.5 The Fan for Inside IU Basketball with Coach Mike Woodson this Monday night right after the Pacers game.
Soccer Saturday featuring Indy 11. If this is your football, this is your show. Saturday at 9 on The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Awesome! Totally awesome! All right, Hamilton.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Hey, Malie, speaking of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, today is Rat's birthday. Anybody seen that? The actor is Brian Backer. And from the category of holy crap, we're all old, he's 65 today. Rat. I don't know if he's still going all the way yet, but Rat is 65 years of age today. JMV at 1070thefan.com is the email address. JMV, how about the attendance yesterday in Houston? How many were there, like 75? Yeah, shout out to Kevin Kuntz of Belton, Texas, formerly of Warren Central, and in and around the Indianapolis suburbs. Kuntz and family were there. JMV, can you say naturally nude pajamas again, please? You got it. I'm here to please. Hey, JMV, I like to say that it's my shoes that add the 30 pounds on the scale. Listen, I get naturally nude. If I go to the doctor's office, they have that scale right there. I say, hey, listen, everybody here in the waiting room is going to see me naked because I'm not going to be on the hook for how much my shoes weigh. My pants. It's so bad. All right, here's what I want to do here. I want to come back with a Raise Trash Anything Goes. Remember, we bail at 5:30 because of Colts Roundtable Live. That goes an hour. Then you have Pacer pregame, Pacers and the Wizards. We've talked all about that. Colts game yesterday, Colts into a bye week, all that, but we want to work it into a Raise Trash Anything Goes. You don't have to check in. You dial 239-1070. Kyle, put you on hold, and we'll go in the order in which you call us up. Raise Trash, raisetrash.com. Anything goes at 239-1070 next.
This is a sports town. You're a guy.
Or a gal.
So 1075thefan.com is your website. From the Colts to the Pacers, from IndyCar to Indy High School sports, plus coaches' interviews, event info, free stuff, and beer.
There's no beer.
My bad. Plus blogs and podcasts from Kevin and Query, Dan Dockich, and JMV. And you can always listen to us live from anywhere on planet Earth.
24 hours a day.
All at 1075thefan.com.
Just in time for the holiday season, Big Red Liquor's another big giveaway at their 59 locations where you can sign up to win one of 5 snowblowers this holiday season from Big Red Liquors. No purchase necessary, but you have to be 21, and I know you're going to go there anyway because we all love a gift this time of year from Big Red Liquors. And sign up to win one of 5 snowblowers at one of the 59 Big Red Liquors locations. And for more info online, bigredliquors.com today.
We are currently locking mortgages in the low 2s and have a 21-day closing guarantee. TheHomeLoanExpert.com.
NMLS number 1326-241.
Winter is here, ladies and gentlemen. You know what's going to happen. Slush and sleet and all kind of nastiness. You need to get into the club, just like I am. The AAA Club. Flat tire, dead battery, run out of gas. Lock your keys in your car. AAA is there 24/7, 365. You really want to change a flat on the side of the road with cars and trucks zooming by 70 miles per hour? I know I don't. I know I don't want my kids to. It isn't safe. It isn't convenient. People texting, distracted by something. Stay safe and in the club with AAA 24/7, 365 days a year. Give the gift of a AAA Classic membership. Details at AAA.com. Do yourself a favor. Join AAA today. I joined AAA. They came out for a flat tire about a month ago. Fantastic. For a AAA membership, stop by an office, visit AAA.com or go to 844-GO-AAA-GO. Don't forget to ask about travel planning and great insurance rate, auto, home, and life, because you don't have to be stuck on the side of the road to get assistance from AAA.
Hey, struggle sleeping. And I talked to a couple of former Hoosiers about that. Hey, JMV here for Aurora Sleep Clinic. I was a chronic snorer. I was. And listen, it didn't just affect me. It affected everybody because it's loud. Freight train loud. StopYourSnoreNow.com is where I went. Aurora Sleep Clinic. I also ended up there, and Brian and Steve told me all about what they could do for me. A simple, comfortable, and affordable custom fit mouthpiece to wear at night because I tried literally everything, CPAP and whatever, and it never worked. This did. Snoring gone. If you struggle with snoring, it affects everything in your life. Let's try this. StopYourSnoreNow.com, or better yet, call the number and get a 7-day free trial at 317-482-7900. A 7-day free trial, 317-482-7900. Tell them I sent you to the Aurora Sleep Clinic.
BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks, welcomes you with the lock of the year. Simply place a $10 moneyline wager on either New England or Buffalo. If either team scores a touchdown in the game, you'll win $200 in free bets, regardless of your bet's outcome. Just use the bonus code THEFAN200. That's all one word, capital T, capital F, when you make your first bet. Enjoy football like never before with BetMGM's live betting options, boosted odds specials, and daily promotions at your fingertips all season long. So download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use that bonus code, TheFan200, all one word, to win $200 in free bets if either New England or Buffalo scores a touchdown. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. Indiana only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Gather near and bring the cheer this holiday season. Dazzle and delight the love of your life with a gift from Hellsberg Diamonds. Don't miss great prices on stunning diamond studs, tennis bracelets, gemstone rings, and the year's must-have look, gold jewelry for stacking and layering. Another reason to go to Hellsberg? Get a free Microsoft Surface Laptop Go with a purchase of $1,699 or more. Visit Hellsberg.com or a store near you today. Limited time offer while supplies last. See online or in-store for details.
Hey, the NFL is heading into the home stretch, and they're giving us a big Week 13 divisional matchup. Tonight, Monday Night Football, the Patriots and the Bills. FanDuel Sportsbook going to make it even bigger for you. New customers, 30-1 odds on either team to win. Again, that's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code JMV. You can, get $150 on just a $5 bet. Monday Night Football, Patriots and Bills, promo code JMV, FanDuel Sportsbook, 21 plus, and present in Indiana. New users only $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Backs bonus $150. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Keith Urban, the Speed of Now World Tour. The must-see show of 2022. Saturday, August 27th at Ruoff Music Center. With special guest Ingrid Andress. Reserve seats on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Live Nation. Keith Urban. The Speed of Now World Tour. 93.5 and 107.5, The Fan.
WIBC HD2, W298BB, WIBC HD3, W228CX, Indianapolis.
Hey, join me tomorrow. We're going to see if Jimmy actually got his prediction right. He was him and he was Han on the Patriots. Also, Benetti and Chappie as we continue to talk Colts. Join me tomorrow, noon to 3.
The Ride with JMV.
Don't read your email, because I'm really butthurt when you read your email.
93.5 and 107.5, The Fan.
JMV here, 5 o'clock hour. We dedicated to our naturally nude pajamas. Seriously, I'm all about that. I think Kyle knows this, even though I wear clothes all the time. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Naturally. Nude. Shout out to Tucker Barnhart for an awesome text a little bit earlier today, too. That's pretty good. Query joined us last hour. Kevin and Query tomorrow morning, 7 until 10 a.m. right here, 107.5, 93.5 The Fan. Race Trash, anything goes. Racetrash.com, 239-1070. You don't get checked in. You just jump right on board and say whatever you want to say. Now, I will tell you this. We're 30 minutes short today. So bottom of the hour, it goes to Colts Roundtable Live. Then you got Pacer pregame. So be sure everybody gets in because we bail at 5:30 today. Full show coming up tomorrow as well. Then on the road on Thursday, I believe. That's the only time this week we're on the road. That is Thursday. I want to say we're at Joe's Grill because last week I said we were going to be in Castleton all week. It turns out we were in Fishers. I believe we're in Castleton this week. So we'll be at Joe's Grill coming up on Thursday. Brent Holverson. I had a really good early afternoon yesterday, and I guess I crapped the bed in the afternoon. Yeah, the Lions did it to me again, and I mean in a good way. Race Trash, anything goes. Racetrash.com, 239-1070. I do want to pick up Kevin, though, because he has been on hold. Kevin, go ahead, join the show. How are you?
Well, I'm trying to raise your self-esteem a little bit. You know, when you said you were old and decrepit.
Yes.
I think you've got incredible hair, and you've got an incredible radio voice. So I hope that helps out a little bit.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to have all new parts by the time I'm 60. If I make it, if I'm still here when I'm 60, I am going to be like that Plymouth Roadrunner that somebody finds in some old man's barn out in the country, and I'm going to have all new parts, and I am going to be ready to run when I'm 60. Everything's new.
Remember ED, okay? That'll be your number one battle.
No, well, listen, hey, I'm all about that. Whatever. Whatever. I'll take whatever. I'll inject, I'll rub on, digest, whatever needs to be done. Patches, I'll do it all.
Well, the reason I called was two suggestions for the Colts for next year.
Yeah.
The first one is Bo Melton, wide receiver, punt returner, kickoff man, reverse. I mean, he's just an amazing player for Rutgers. And if he could play one season with Hilton, the thing about him is he's not as fast as T.Y., but he's more durable. And, I mean, he's an amazing player. Then he has a high IQ and then my other one is a right tackle or left tackle. He went in the 4th round of the 2020 draft, and the Colts could have had him easy. And he's the defensive tackle or offensive tackle for the Houston Texans, and he was honorable mention pro player the first year. I'm sorry?
Well, I will tell you this, T.Y. and Kevin, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. T.Y. is not going to be here next year. This is going to be the swan song for T.Y. That's why you hope this team continues to push and really make some things happen in the postseason. Gets to the postseason, then makes some things happen in the postseason. I appreciate that. Yeah, all new parts, like the $6 million man. You know, Steve Austin went into space. It's maybe too old for a lot of you, reference-wise. Was in a bad crash, came back, and they put him back together again. That's going to be me. My parts aren't going to be that expensive. JMV tried Delta 8. I almost said Delta 88 as in the old Oldsmobile Delta 88. Hey, JMV, try a Delta 88. And maybe you could go ahead and get a Duster, too. Try the Delta 8 for your knees. You can pick it up at any CBD store. I'm on the verge here, Paul. I've got to. This thing's got to get legalized in this state. I got to go for the real thing. I mean, everybody touts the real thing as the one that really helps. We can't beat around the bush anymore. Just get this stuff legalized here so I can start going for the real thing. And I'm not going to sit around like Cheech and Chong and blow smoke rings or anything like that, or try not to cough. But, I mean, just whatever. You know, brownies, gummies, whatever. But it's time. Make some money off of it. You imagine how much advertising one of these days? You think I'll still be here when we're advertising weed on the radio? You imagine how many sponsors I'll have for that? A JMV here for weed.
You've positioned yourself perfectly to be the sports media weed guy here in Indiana.
JMV here for weed. I've grown it in my backyard for years. Now, no, I'm just joking. I don't, and I haven't. It's just a pitch. Man, weed sponsors I'll be doing. And I'll still be playing, too. I'm assuming. I'm lucky I'm so incredibly unathletic. That's what enables me to continue to play basketball as old and as bad feeling normally as I am, because I'm so unathletic. There's just nothing to damage here. Like, I ripped my plantar whatever yesterday, like Velcro, and I'm walking today. I just think that means I'm so incredibly unathletic it doesn't matter. Yeah, Michigan in the summer sounds nice. Hey, shout out to the Michigan fans that were here. They were all really cool. At least the ones I met down at the Slippery Noodle, really cool. I felt bad for a minute. JMV here for Tree. When did they vote on that again? I don't even know how they do it. Call downstairs. They know, right? They know everything about the political spectrum downstairs. Ask them. Will they be for it? Will Tony Katz be for weed or pro-weed or anti-weed, Katz? I mean, he smokes all those cigars, so I'm assuming he probably would
tobacco,
fire up
weed,
a fatty if given the opportunity and it's legal.
Pretty close to the same thing, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to imagine Tony Katz firing up a fatty right now, passing around the one-hitter. Don't they do a podcast called Eat, Drink, and Smoke Weed with Tony Katz? All right. Race Trash, anything goes. Racetrash.com's 239-1070. You're on the air. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, it's JD from the Smileys. Talked a long time ago.
From the what? And the who? What? I'm sorry.
Smileys, man. My old Smileys band. We've been playing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Dave Smiley, and I thought, wait a minute. You're not on his show, are you?
No, I know Dave Smiley. Though. He's a great guy.
He is a good dude, no doubt.
Yeah, but let's talk about the Pacers for a minute.
Why don't you?
I think we got to hold off a little bit. I think we got to hold off and see what Rick can do. He's probably going to trade a bunch of these guys at the deadline. I hate to lose Sabonis, but Sabonis doesn't win games for the Pacers, right? I mean, I
don't think anybody's winning games for him right now. So yeah,
Miles Turner's not winning games for the Pacers, right? It's the off guards and the guys, scoring 25 points a night. So I think that maybe, we got some tools we can get rid of, and I trust. Rick
Do you mean tools as in like good playing tools, or just tools like I use? Because we got some tools we can get. Like if they were saying it in terms of this radio station, well, you guys got some tools you can get rid of. I would be a tool.
No, I mean they got legitimate tools. They can get rid of. I'm not sure, but I think Kemba Walker's kind of sitting quiet right now, and he may be the point guard the Pacers need. And I know it's a controversial subject, but
you know what? And I tell you what, thank you for the call too. He's done. He's done. It's to me. I mean, where else has he been besides Boston, where he's looked done? Oklahoma City for a minute. He's out of the rotation in New York. I would trust the judgment of Tom Thibodeau right now. Maybe not long-term with Thibodeau because he wears on everybody, but right now with that Knicks team, I would trust his judgment as to why that Kemba Walker went out of the rotation, and that wouldn't be me. Kyle.
He can't play defense anymore, and he's making so much money.
He's injured all the time, too.
He's got a bad knee. He's had it for years.
Thank you for the call, though. Racetrash, anything goes. Racetrash.com, 239-1070, line 2. You're on the air. Hello.
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 Hey, JMV. Let's just say when it comes to the Colts, Frank is going to be Frank. He knee jerks from one week to the next. When it comes to his play calling, let's face it, he went, 46 carries in the run game this week. He can't figure out who he is. He needs to get rid of his analytics guys, watch the actual game. When it comes to the Pacers, the only one that really needs to go is Kevin Pritchard, because he can't draft to save his life.
Well, and one of the things I brought up with Jake is, and I asked this question, remember I asked this question to Rick Carlisle when he was hired, because of what he is getting paid and how much say he's have in the player personnel decisions, and he told me to ask Kevin Pritchard that. People say all the time, well, they're not going to elevate Chad, but they may leave the decisions up to. I mean, if it gets far enough down the lack of effort road as we saw on Friday, and I mean everybody stops watching and stops going, and somebody falls on that proverbial sword. I mean, there's a way. I mean, if you're looking at the bottom line, which clearly, that's what happens with Simon. If you're looking at that bottom line, there's a way to adjust it with your head coach and chief player personnel decision maker. That's what Jake and I talked about. I'm not suggesting that's going to happen. I'm just telling you, it was beyond an awful product on Friday. You just, against a team like Miami that came in that dinged up, and that's the type of effort everybody got. That's not the type of effort you deserve. Nobody deserved that. That's why tonight's going to be interesting to watch. Because they've been yelled at. They've had this reported, training camp type of focus and fiery practice. And see how they play tonight. Because Friday night, it just looked like it did. Everybody that's ever said it's time to blow it up, Friday night looked like it. Hey, according to Schefter, wide receiver Keenan Allen has been placed on the reserve COVID-19 list. Jordan Love, backup quarterback in Green Bay, was placed on that list reportedly earlier today. My weed ideas. Hey, listen, if I can give you the naturally nude pajamas, I can help your company in that weed cut, I'm sure. Where am I here? Line 3, Race Trash, anything goes, racetrash.com. Line 3 is 239-1070. You're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, Jay, it's Matt.
Hello there. How are you?
Hey, good. Since cannabis has been kind of the topic here tonight, I was going to have a question for you, a little a music trivia for you. See if you remember the song the Pacers used to come out to back in the 90s, right when they would start doing their warm-ups.
It wasn't Pacer Pride, the pride of Indiana. It wasn't that one, was it?
No.
Nah, that was their commercial. Remember, that was their commercial song for TV and radio back in the day. So you're talking about an actual song they're coming out to.
Yeah, he was affiliated with Eric Sermon.
Yeah, I don't. What song was it? I don't know.
Time for some action.
Oh man, and they got it going too.
Yeah, we need to bring it back.
No, was that? I don't remember that. I guess did they come out to that every single time?
Yeah, every single night. Like the Knicks started it, and then the Pacers kind of bit off the Nets and the Knicks, and that was their coming out to song in the 90s.
It was like the basketball version of "Bang on the Drum All Day," Todd Rundgren kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's kind of fallen victim to that, I guess. Hey, that's a good call right there. I appreciate you. Race Trash, anything goes, dropping knowledge. Line 4, you're on the air. Who's this?
It's Donk, man, and I'm going to talk about the Pacers. I'm getting real tired of watching this garbage. Last Friday, Tyler Hero, the biggest nerd in the world, whipped our ass. Everyone on that team should be on the block. Sabonis, everyone. Besides Duarte, because it looks like he's the only one out there who gives a damn. Dude, they're going to get smoked by the Wizards tonight without two key players, and you know what? They won't do anything, man. They will not do anything because it's Indianapolis, and they don't mind if we suck.
Donk, thank you very much. Duarte is certainly fiery. Yeah, Friday night was just awful. And if you didn't watch it, I'm not doing it justice by describing it. I mean, it was awful. With a Heat team that was without two of their biggest guys. Yeah, Pacer Pride, Skivvies. You remember that commercial back in the day? That's when they were terrible. There wasn't a lot of Pacer Pride going on right now. Matthew Stansbury, I can't wait until JMV is doing a remote at a cannabis club. What do I be? I'll be like 85 years old. Be the ride with JMV. I'll be 85. That's what I tell people out there. Like last week especially, I get a lot of people saying, I can't believe. There was this one guy in particular that said, I can't believe he still has a job. Why does he still have a job? I said, hey, numbnuts, I've been doing this for 17 years. I mean, clearly somebody likes me. It's not like, well, we gave him a job for 17 minutes and he couldn't pull it off. I've been doing it for 17 years. And then I love to tell those folks that not only am I going to be here until I'm 102, but even when I'm dead, I'm going to come back and haunt all of your hating asses out there, all of you. I'm dead and gone. I'm going to float above your bed with my microphone and haunt you every night. Line 5's Race Trash, anything goes. Jump on here really quick. What's up?
Woo! It is Big Glenn JMV. The Pacers will win tonight, and that's that.
My man, that's quick. Line 4, give me 10 seconds of your best material.
Hey, man, I love listening to you, but what is up with the signal around here? I lose you in the craziest places in town. If I want to hear you, you guys need a bigger tower, man. What is up?
Well, better not even go into that. Hey, it's a good time to exit right now. Colts Roundtable Live is next. Pacer pregame after that. We'll fire up Race Trash, anything goes, racetrash.com. Coming up for you again tomorrow. Have a great night. Kyle, great job from you.
This is a sports town. You're a guy.
Or gal.
So 1075thefan.com is your website. From the Colts to the Pacers, from IndyCar to Indy high school sports, plus coaches' interviews, event info, free stuff, and beer.
There's no beer.
My bad. Plus blogs and podcasts from Kevin and Query, Dan Dockich, and JMV. And you can always listen to us live from anywhere on planet Earth.
24 hours a day.
All at 1075thefan.com.
PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com. If you need your real growing hair again, if you don't want to go bald, let me give you some options. And options presented from Darren Andrews at 888-724-5129. WeGrowHairIndy.com. Today,
we've done it again.
While other lenders are talking about raising their rates, our expert team at Golden Oak Lending has dropped rates even lower.
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak. With the low rate of 1.875% and home values at all-time highs, you can get more cash out of your home or eliminate pricey mortgage insurance.
Call 317-706-GOLD today to get your refinance started within minutes and make no mortgage payments until next year.
After all, our team speaks mortgage and loves translating it for customers. We can save you even more money with our 1.875% rate.
Plus, you'll never pay up front for your appraisal at Golden Oak. Call 317-706-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Landing, cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, 1.875% fixed, 2.952% APR, FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit.
JMV here for my guys John and Chris Love Heating and Air. The cold weather is here. You need to make sure your furnace is tuned up safe and running efficiently for the winter ahead. And right now, get the recommended service from Love Heating and Air Conditioning. And Love, the fam will waive the $95 trip and diagnostic fee just for